Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I am your Gibbonist Game Master Tom, and this is Adventure 32, the end of the campaign.
Dun.
Wait, what?
Just kidding. As far as we know. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. We're coming to you live on twitch.tv/Inglorious Bards every Tuesday night Pacific time, roughly around 6:30. And we're available on our videos with YouTubes and on every podcast platform. Check that all out at ingloriousbards.com to find the method that works best for you. We're so glad to have you with us. Tonight, Christopher is off. The part of Geggy will be played tonight by Seth. So Geggy will still be with us. We are picking back up from our thieving adventures with our heroes. Let's get a glimpse of who our heroes are with a quick introduction from our bard, a gnome by the name of Jericho.
Hi, my name's Jericho, and I'm here to try to figure out what the heckity heck schmeckin' heckin' is going on.
All right. Next to you is the human thaumaturge, a supernatural swordsman by the name of Galen.
Hello, everyone. We're in dire straits here in Thave. It's going to be interesting. We may not get out of this without some bloodletting happen.
Okay, and then across from him is our human wizard, Zaldor.
Yes, almost right. You almost got it that time. It's Zaldor, wizard of the seventh tower, keeper of the wind spheres over the 1,000 isles. And fear not, my dear Galen, I will protect you. This reminds me of a time, actually.
And then next to you is the champion, a human champion by the name of Yannick.
And mine is just one word, and it's Sir Yannick, that still cannot be gotten correctly, apparently.
Sitting next to him is, next to Yannick the champion, is his loyal and faithful companion. Hi, everyone, I'm Happily. Hi.
Shut up, boy!
And rounding out our group.
I'm kidding, I don't do that.
Rounding out our group
Nice.
is Hemlock. Hemlock is a fetchling, a kind of a shadowy, gauntish gunslinger.
I'm Hemlock, keeper of the thunderbolt and keeper of the lightning, and bringer of death.
Flourish! On the other side of that coin is a pixie by the name of Geggy. Say hello, Geggy.
I'm Geggy. I'm a pixie master of the arrows.
I don't think anyone can tell the difference.
No,
that is not Christopher, by the way. It's going to be great. All right.
Twins.
Well, let's get going because I have a feeling this is going to be the best adventure yet. And without further ado, let's get a recap of what happened last time from Jeremy.
on our apparently penultimate episode last week, we made our way as a newish team formed together kind of across the deserts of Thave into a small town called Sarved. Sarved was a town that we heard of before when some other travelers were going to go there who we left through the Finmara Woods with. But this time, we were looking for different types of information. We were trying to find ways to get into Kaseer, not just get in, but to get in with as little effort and or obvious nature as possible. Galen did some really good sneaking around. Though before we got in, it was a little difficult in our conversation because we were a newly formed team, and poor Hapley kept asking where Aidenwin went. He asked Yannick, Sir Yannick, and he asked Hemlock, and he asked Galen and Jericho, and just had a really hard time accepting the fact that Aidenwin, who hired him, who brought him from his home and into these really treacherous lands, just wasn't around anymore. And suddenly there were new faces. Eventually we'll probably work that one out. While we were kind of discussing and working out with Hapley, we were encountered by some interesting ghosts in the road that were actually shadows of us and different fights that we had had. Galen was able to immediately detect that it was a communication spell from a blood witch who was trying to get our attention. We did our best to avoid it and to sneak around being spied on as much as possible. Doesn't seem to have worked, as the ghost came after us a little bit and drained us down. But we did eventually make it into Sarved, and from what we could tell, unaccosted. as Galen was doing his exploration and sleuthing around with Hemlock and Jericho, for that matter, they discovered that the only way that we can get into Kaseer was with a writ of trade, which costs about 1,000 gold pieces that we don't have on us. So, in their infinite wisdom, they decided to steal it. We could get it off of one of these traders, and in an Ocean's 11 style campaign where they set up who was going to be in front, who was going to be in back, and who was doing the pickpocketing, it was a roaring success. It turns out we're pretty good thieves. And we attained that writ that we need so that we can get into Kaseer. On our way out, though, they were encountered by what was Gegi referred to as a blood guard, or what we found out later was a Queen Shade. Queen Shade are used to being the authority of the land, and when Hemlock gave them lip, they ran a sword right through him to lots and lots of damage. He's still alive, just barely, and Gegi was starting to get eyed at just quite a lot for being as weird and different as it was in Thave, which gave us the right clues to get out. We did encounter actually those same traders that we spoke with in Finmaro. It was we got them, Lythic and Fregar, who were with us, and they helped us a little bit in the fact that they were able to kind of get us garbed up ourselves to look like Thavian traders. And so we took them. We have the disguises of Thavian traders. We have the writ of passage to get us into Kaseer, and we have no more reason to stay. So with our new disguises, with our writ, and all of our party members intact, even a crying happily, we head out towards Kaseer. And from there, that's where the adventure begins.
Our adventure continues outside of the city of Sarved as the heroes ride off in a line on their horses and pony with Hapley, off into the distance, heading further east along a dust-covered, sand-covered road. A single Queen Shade stands out from the crowd at the edge of the town, watching the group slowly disappear, eyeing the smallest, one of the smallest adventurers, that strange, elvish Gegi ranger, just disappearing off in the distance. The Queen Shade then turns back and disappears back into the crowd. Our heroes ride towards the east for some time, and I believe you had a cool way of camping safely at night. Is that true, Zaldor?
Oh, yes.
How does that work?
Well, I have a small spell inside my robe, this one right here, and I cast this globe into the air, and with a slight flourish, it becomes a very cozy cabin. I must be inside the cabin, of course. We have to maintain the magic from the magic caster, and so I may sleep in there for a full 12 hours or up to as needed. I'll even have several companions. I have cots for you, and you can have one.
Do you have to be asleep the whole 12 hours?
I certainly have to be inside the cabin. So if you need me to cook over the campfire that I have, that's possible, perhaps.
Are you a good cook?
I sleep well, and I can eat foods of things, and once in a while I might even cook one of them. So I've never had anyone disagree with my cooking. That's all I have, perhaps. But I will tell you that if anyone else wants to do rotations of shifts or sharing the cots, you're welcome to do so. I'm afraid I cannot leave. So who wants first shift?
It's very convenient.
I don't make the rules, I just cast the magic.
I will take first watch.
So does that mean that half the group is sleeping still outside, but the other half are sleeping inside, by my count? What's happening?
I mean, can we sleep on the floor in that cozy cabin, or
20 feet by 10 feet? There's room for several.
Oh, I don't
No. 20 feet on each side, 10 feet high.
10 feet high.
yeah,
So
I mean, that's The 6 people can sleep in that comfortably.
Want to be clear, this
I
is
don't
not
take up very much room.
Zaldor's
I
tiny
mean,
cabin.
we
It's the
could
cozy
sleep
cabin.
2 to a cot, and that'll be absolutely fine.
Happily, why don't you come over here for a little while?
Happily stands at the door once again, questioning what has he gotten himself into.
I'm just going to lean over to Happily, if you need to run back to that town and find a way home, you can make that choice.
You give him 7 copper, pat him on the butt. Good luck, kiddo. All right, you guys travel a day and night and pass by several traders and horsemen and travelers coming from east and west. It's a fairly busy road. You're traveling between Sarved, which is a trading hub town, and then heading towards this capital of Kaseer. Anyone who would like can make a society, because we live in one, a society roll with a DC that is completely known as a 23.
Anyone else trained in society as well as Zaldor?
Yes?
I'll do it.
Oh dear.
25.
No, all right.
26 for Geggy. Come
3.
on. Did not roll.
11.
Okay, so Geggy got the best.
Yep.
All right.
Wait, how much did Geggy get?
26.
Okay. All right.
Womp womp.
I'm only slightly offended by that. Let me double check my numbers.
Trying to make it work. Do a hero point. You know that Kaseer is a large capital. Definitely trade and stuff happens there, but it's also a religious capital, a very religious capital, very strict. You've already had to deal with some of the trading requirements to get access to the city, and you know it is no easy feat. You would liken it to maybe, I don't know, some American journalist getting into Mecca type of a vibe where you've got to know your stuff and follow the right customs to get in. Type of a situation.
What is the religion?
The religion is a religion roll.
Can we all make that as well?
Sure.
Oh. What's the number we're looking for?
I don't need to tell you.
just rolled the same
19.
thing.
Oh, no. The higher, the better.
That back. Don't need to talk about that one.
I didn't get out much growing up.
Did you roll?
I didn't roll well.
Oh.
Zelda's apparently
But I
not
did
paying
roll.
attention, as he's rolling just as well as Yannick, despite the fact that he's exceptionally well trained in religion.
As is Yannick, as you would suspect.
What'd you get, Yannick? Not good. All right.
I don't need to tell you.
Well, I got
Question.
13.
Would this fall under that realm of bardic lore of mine?
Sure.
Oh, 26.
Okay. Good save.
16 on the die plus 10 on bardic lore.
Fantastic. You know the religion of Thave is based around the blood witches. They and around particularly the queen or their blood power. So it is a like emperor is the god type vibe with the queen. The regional, if you will, smaller blood witches that have controls over different areas are prayed to as well, with the Ashen Queen being the main pseudo god or deific deity power that is prayed to. They are also very much against outside religions. They don't. They either don't like it or they actively stamp it out. And they're particularly against anything dealing with Fae. Fae they view as demonic and vile. Speaking of demonic and vile,
So all Fae are demonic and vile to them. And the demons and the vile, are they also vile? They're just all combined together? Or are the demons uplifted because the Fae are demonized?
Fae are demonized.
And demons?
Are
Bayized.
They're my favorite!
Demons
are not discussed much. They're not a factor.
Got it.
Being that was, in particular, my role, do I know where in that demonization ranking I would fit?
Yes. You would be
Like if Gigi's a 9 on
Yes.
the demonic, and a Thavian human's like a 1. Like where do I fit on that?
you're like a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I'm just a little dangerous.
But before we get any more, I want to clarify that we do have an extra hero point given to Lauren/Galen for a last-second diatribe challenge we had, squeaking in that word at the end of the last session.
Nice.
We also have a hero point that needs to be given out posthumously to the birthday boy Jeremy, who missed out on his hero point from a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Cool.
there you go.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
HBD.
And then Seth, whenever your birthday is, you'll get one. I just don't know when that
Yeah,
is.
no worries.
Okay.
It's tomorrow.
All right. You guys have traveled for a day, and did you have something there?
Well, I did have a question. So, in last week, Galen was able to understand that that spell that the witches cast that was trying to communicate with us using occultism. Is their religion considered occult in nature?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
Yes.
And I just want to throw out that while we're traveling, I just want to keep my peepers out for the dangerous stuff that we've already seen. So we've seen those little creepy vines, and we've seen the guys with the 2 swords, and we've seen the ghosty demons of Christmas past, and we've seen the whirlwind of looking. And so those are the only things. I don't know much about this place. Those are the 4 bad things I've seen since I've been here. So pretty much I'm just looking for those 4 things as we travel.
Okay. Also of note, you are traveling in Thavian disguises. Some simplistic ones for everyone, but some decent ones for Hemlock and Galen. Also of note, you have 5 more days of being drained 1 across the group, with Jericho also being enfeebled 1. So be aware of that. Be aware of that. It is late morning on another day as you continue to head east, and the group is walking carefully with weapons out at the remains of a caravan that is blocking the road. You see that there are several wagons that have been damaged, and you see lots of expensive goods that have been scattered across as well, also covered in a whole bunch of dust. There's a bunch of silk garments, silk dresses that have been scattered and piled on top of each other. Galen pokes one gently with a sword, and you find underneath there a leg, most of a leg of a human underneath there, with a big bone and blood sticking out of one side. You're carefully walking amongst these wagons, trying to see what happens and trying to see what has happened. And you also spot on these wagons that 1, 2, 3 of them, there were 6 in total. 3 of them were tightly secured metal cages on top of wagons that were large, and all of them are open with nothing inside. You also see a little coffer, you see a scroll case, and you see a dead body with both legs attached about 70 yards to the southeast as something odd, a bunch of arrows or something sticking out of it. Something dangerous has just recently happened, probably overnight.
Couple questions. You mentioned the large cages. 3 of the 6 wagons have these large cages. Are they human? Like what are they size? Would you put a person in one of those?
You could put a medium-sized elephant in one of those.
Whoa, big.
Medium.
Do they look the same as the one that we encountered in Aircrin?
No.
Galen will look at the cages to see if there's looking for 2 things. Are they broken? In other words, like open. And were they opened, or did something break in or out? And then is there any remnants inside the cages?
Okay. Make a perception roll and then make a nature roll for Galen.
Ew, I don't like nature. Maybe we can let Geggy do the nature roll. Perception roll is a 22.
Okay. And the nature roll.
Ooh.
You dip your finger into something brownish and give a quick little taste.
That didn't turn out well last time.
Smack your lips a little bit.
That is the nature roll is only a 13.
Okay.
Yep. Poop.
Oh, wait, that was me.
Kiki would like to look at the body and see if they can determine cause of death.
Okay.
The dead person?
Yeah.
Geggy,
Also the leg, whatever.
all right.
Yeah.
Geggy heads over to the dead body some distance away from the wagons and discerns 2 things of note. Galen discerns 0 things of note.
Oh, wow. All right.
You can see there's some creature straw remains, some bits of food or something, but you can't make heads or tails of it. It is obvious that the cages were open based on the pin locking mechanism was out.
Okay.
Geggy, you have 2 things of note. One, you find the corpse. It is a muscular guy in a loincloth with a scimitar not far from him. He is dead on the ground with a bunch of projectiles sticking out of his back that are large quills, not arrows. Spiky cactus bits, but like, I don't know, 3 feet, 2.5 feet long.
Okay.
Second thing you notice is you hear off in the distance, "Help! Up here! Help!" From a lady's voice carries across the desert.
And up here, just scanning the horizon, is there any like rocks or trees where that could be coming from?
You can see there is a rise, a couple rises of 3 small sharp hills, and on the middle one there is a woman with some items in her hand, maybe a staff or something, and she's motioning for you far off in the distance.
How far?
I don't know, maximum audible range.
Okay.
I would like to just, there's 3 big cage things missing. I want to do a 360 scan, including, I don't know if they fly or not, but including a vertical scan, but just like, I'm looking for big scaries.
Okay, you can make a perception roll. Make it a 26. Not going to be easy, and you spot something.
Unless you look up, then it's a 5.
24.
24. You go, oh no.
Gigi will also survey for like tracks or anything leading away.
You look for tracks. You see 0 tracks. And what's your survival?
I will survive.
Plus 11.
Plus 11. You can tell that a big sandstorm blew through here recently and blew them all away.
Did Yannick hear the cry for help?
Nope. Gegi's like 70 feet away.
Hemlock would be also going through some of the things you mentioned, like a coffer, and he probably would be picking up some of the silks too, to like further our guys as traders.
Yeah, agreed.
To maybe like have something to show, like this is what we want to bring.
Okay.
Our sample box.
Yes, and then Gegi would let everybody know about the woman.
How do you do that? Do you do it with Monty Python arrow message?
Message for yourself.
Well, she's yelling, so I think
Gegi's yelling.
Gegi would like we gotta have some sort of like caca caca or like whistle something.
I think it's caca caca. I think that's canon. Yeah.
So once Yannick hears the...
Well, I gotta hear it.
Caca! Over there!
Over there.
Yeah.
Very subtle.
Once he hears the warning cry, he's off to the races then, I suppose.
All right.
Galen just calls out,
I'm following
beware
out.
of traps, Yannick.
People in need of trouble. People are in trouble.
He's charging through the sand, making his way there fast.
I'm going to follow behind Yannick.
Gig is with him as well.
Okay.
Galen
Hemlock would be a
grabs
little
the
bit
scroll case and follows.
Okay. Done.
And Zaldor is leading the way with his fleet step as he's moving much faster than Yannick.
You do so. The group runs and you reach this desert rocky area with these 3 hills. And as you close in, you see a woman dressed in some fine silks. And she has a sword in her hand and a shield that she's holding awkwardly. The sword with some skill, but the shield awkwardly that has 2 of these quills sticking out of it. And she says, "Watch out!" and points to the west, and you can see there are creatures that are moving towards her and towards you, and we have a battle on our hands, my friend. We are...
I'm on my travel
I did
spells. I
not
don't have battle
see
spells.
that happening.
Okay.
You don't think we get into battles during travels?
It hasn't happened before.
Cozy cabin!
They'll never get through there.
Turns into a siege. I have to stay inside, though. You go fight.
Can you cast spells from inside the cabin? Outside?
Haven't tried to do
There's always a first.
There's a thing to try next.
Hey, there's me.
All right.
That's a cool map.
So we have a desert battle with 3 separate mountains with a path, north, central, and south mountain with a path in between the north and middle. And then the opening between the middle and south is blocked by some rocks. You can still climb over them, but it is difficult terrain. You guys are near the central and central part of the map and the eastern side. In the middle hill, there is the woman I'm pinging on the map. And in those of you listening want to check out the video, you can certainly see this battle map on YouTube or Twitch. To the west are 3 manticores.
Manticores?
Not a manticore.
These giant, not giant, but large lion-like winged creatures with nasty barbed tails. 3 of them are closing in on the central hill towards this woman. 2 of them are looking a little feisty. Then there's a large patriarch of them all, and that is the one I've made even more red to help distinguish it on our map. And we're going to roll initiative and see what happens here. Let's delete the initiative and then roll fresh. That's our initiative.
Can we get that on the battle map we're looking at?
You guys cannot. We're having a carousel issue, unfortunately, today.
I love carousels.
First up is Hemlock.
Oh.
And the next up will be Galen.
Where is... It's way down there. Okay. How far to...
Choke point?
Yeah.
Choke point. Just
How
saying.
far to the... That's like hundreds of feet, assuming. To the closest one?
Woo!
It is really small text. 100. Also, keep in mind there's a mountain in the way there.
Yeah. I was just
Whoa.
curious. I think the choke point is it's a great idea. Hemlock's gonna stay where he's at and set up his ballistic cover.
Oh,
Seeing the those thorns, thinks it might be a good idea.
can you describe that briefly?
Yeah, so it's just it's called a foldable ballistic cover. It's kind of like a collapsible camp chair is how I envision it.
Okay.
And I pull that out of my pack and just like, and then plant it and I duck down behind it.
That's cool.
And I will, if anything comes within range, you all will have some shots ready.
I'm going to try and maybe simulate this somehow
Oh, that's cool.
with a mining cart.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
All right.
Good times.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Galen.
So I do not have visibility on these things yet. Looks like cannot see in the line of sight. So let's move. What's 25 feet towards Hemlock? Oof, it's not much, is it?
It is
this is a
25 of
Big
80
ass
feet.
map.
Yeah. 25 more feet towards Hemlock.
We've had bigger, assier maps than this.
Yes.
And still seeing nothing. Who's that way up ahead on the hill?
That's the lady.
That's the lady.
Oh, that's the lady.
You need to yell at her.
Hey,
to come down.
lady.
Yeah, I
Oh,
will
nice.
shout out.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Retreat if you know what's good for you. And I will spend my last movement getting behind Hemlock.
Just don't
Crowd my style.
It's
crowd my
Galen.
cover.
Anybody else?
And we're all going to get behind that cover now.
Ooh, a shield.
It's like 30 people behind the
I
coconut
wish I
tree.
had one of those.
You're my cover, and I'm your cover. Jericho.
All
Behind
right.
the cover.
I'm going to do my lingering composition as my first thing.
Jericho, would you mind getting a little closer to everybody else to make us all faster together?
How far away is the furthest person? Oh, there's someone way. Who's that? Who's way in the back?
Geggy's way
Well,
up there.
Geggy's doing Geggy things. Come back in with the rest of us.
Geggy's also quite
How
fast.
far is the person furthest in front? Is that Zaldor way in front of me?
Mm-hmm.
How far away is he from me?
I'd say I'm at least 30 feet.
Oh, that's fine. He's within my 30 feet.
Wonderful.
So it's all fine. Yeah, see, I see distances in my mind fully acceptably. So I gotta make a roll on my lingering composition here. So I gotta make a performance check. It's some number. It's probably changed.
23.
23. I got a plus 15, so it's not too bad. I got a 25, so this is gonna last for 3 rounds.
Nice.
What we do. And against these particular bad guys right here, I'm trying to decide which one that I was going to do next. I'm going to do the Courageous Anthem. I'm going to give you guys all the +1 to your attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves.
Oh, brilliant.
All right. So we're all going with this one right here. Here, I'll put that up. A little sign for all of you right there.
Thank you.
And did you get the lingering?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
I rolled over the DC by 2.
Sweet. So that lasts 3 rounds, right?
So I'm going to
All
put a little
right.
3 on my die right here with my shiny light that says
Perfect.
it's active. That's my first action. For my next 2 actions, there's that first big triangular rock just in front of Zaldor. I'm going to run as far as I can to get below and behind that. So directly in front of Zaldor is a kind of a triangular rock. I'm going to try and get over to that. As far
Jericho
as I
the
can.
meat. The meat.
Yeah,
shield.
that one
I
over
love
there.
it.
That one right there.
Yeah, as far as I can get. I got 60 feet to go.
Just run right out in the open. I think that's a great idea.
All right.
I
as
got
far
this.
as far as behind a big rock is in the open, yeah.
Just like Yannick taught me.
Is that it?
I learned everything from
Geggy.
you, Dad.
And that's 60 feet right there. From where I was, correct?
We're checking the 60 feet.
All right.
It's 45.
45.
Oh, I want to get tucked. Then if I can get tucked into that corner between those 2 big rocks.
Right there.
Oh no, right where your spot. Yeah, right there, right in that corner, right there. Yeah, I'm going for that spot of
Okay.
cover behind things because I'm short.
Geggy, you are far to the northeast. And before you go, as you are a ranger and scout in nature, you sense a disturbance in the sand, and there is some other creature that is nearby somewhere in this region on the map.
Subterranean.
See it?
So that's the far east side of the map here.
Oh,
right
boy.
where Geggy
That's
is.
a-
Right where
That's a lot of
Geggy
range.
is.
Somewhere in that region, something is screwing around in the sand.
You sense worm sign. Shahulu appears.
See or hear? Can I hear that prey? How am I sensing it?
You're seeing movement in the sand, and you have a sense that it's seeking out something meaty.
Okay, I'm gonna move. Geggy's gonna move like to the west, like at the edge of that hill. Yep, right there. And then is going to hunt prey on that beast.
You cannot because you haven't fully seen it yet.
It says see or hear.
Still can't
No?
quite fully see it
Okay.
yet.
Okay, then he's going to ready an attack as soon as he sees something.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Done. It is Manticore time. Yes. We have a Manticore. It is a...
Don't like being so slow.
It is a Patriarch who is up first with a pretty fast ability to fly.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh!
That's one action.
Oh, crikey.
That is all of its actions, but it comes flying across, flies up, and lands right next to the woman who gets her shield out defensively. There is another one that goes as well. That distance.
It was nice knowing you, lady.
Boy, I sure hope we get her backstories.
The second Manticore flies up right next to her and swings down with a claw and rakes just shield. A third one senses some sort of meaty, bloodish prey and heads south around the hill, but doesn't engage anyone. It's getting pretty close to the rubble area, maybe 25 feet away from Jericho. It is...
How that first one that flew in, that Patriarch, how is that within 60 feet of Hemlock? Because he had readied an attack.
I don't know. We're checking. We're kind of checking.
Minecart, get out of the way, minecart.
We are moving a minecart. Yep.
In range.
Patriarch lands and a shot is fired.
Bullshit. A non-natural 20.
Okay, shot is missed.
Yeah.
It is Zaldor's turn.
Oh, fantastic. Wonderful. This is terrifying.
21, but I don't think...
I feel a need to help everyone move faster. However, I also feel a need to protect that sweet lady. I fear that...
You've known us longer.
You don't know if she's sweet or not.
Now, she could be a real meanie.
She did cry for help. To us, guardians.
That's all Yannick needs.
Zaldor casts Mist.
It's all that I require.
Upon the lady and around, obscuring her from the manticores that seek to devour.
All right, what's the radius on that?
It's an excellent question.
Thank you.
Like, I use this all the time. It's a 20-foot burst, 120 feet away.
Okay. And you want it centered on her?
I at least want her to be within the mist and invisible to the manticore. So if that puts them outside of the mist...
You can shape it where you want. Do you want them inside or them outside?
How do I keep her hidden from them? If they're all in the mist together, can they see each other? Does that not matter?
If they're all in it, then everyone's going to be messed up.
Let's do that. Unless you need them to be targetable.
All creatures in the mist become concealed. All creatures outside the mist become concealed to creatures within it.
Geggy has a headband that can see them promptly, but I believe Geggy's a little distracted. Yeah. Let's do this. I will target the mist on the lady.
Okay, let's see how Derek does with mist creation. You said it was a burst? So that's a circle?
It is 20 foot.
20 foot. No pressure, Derek. You got it. I think you flipped me off. I'm not sure. None seem to be working. Measurement, under measurement, circle, and dragging it out. There we go.
Holy crap, that's a lot of mist.
Zelda does not do things halfway.
And you want
Are they going to be able to see
centered on her?
Though, because they're all in the mist? I guess that
Apparently
doesn't
not.
make sense.
Yeah. Where do you wish to place it?
Yeah, right there, right on top of her. Very concealed.
Perfect. All right. Mist forms around her. A sandy mist.
Flourish!
Forms around and creates a big swirling mist around and makes things hard to see there. Okay.
Just like a wind sphere does.
And you had an action left?
No, I do not. That was 3.
It's 3.
It's a very special mist.
Last up is Yannick, who unfortunately rolled a 2 on the initiative die.
Yannick will delay his action until after she goes.
Okay. You can wait. It is the almost end of the round when a creature appears. Busting out of the sand to the northeast is a basilisk.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God!
No
Appears.
problem.
Into the mist! Into the mist! It bursts out this pseudo serpentine, like agile Komodo dragon type vibe, grayish creature with eyes of green that are nasty. And let's do anyone who is trained in nature and gets a 23 or bardic lore.
I don't believe. Oh,
How about esoteric lore? That's creatures.
not a 23.
Esoteric lore is haunts,
Geggy got a
curses, and
24.
creatures.
It is?
Geggy got it.
31.
Look right at the
Oh,
thing.
well,
Whoa!
let's just...
You know all of the songs of
19 on the
basilisks.
die.
Oh, I got a natural 20 with esoteric lore for 37.
What is going on right now?
We're getting overshadowed by that shit table over there.
I always
Zelda's
wanted to know what killed me.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Galen with a natural 20. You've identified the basilisk are great at getting close to groups of people, and it doesn't matter if you avert your eyes or not. They can mess with you and slow you down or petrify you.
Oh, boy.
With a natural 20, you also know that they're a little lower in strength than the individuals of your group, but it's something to be a little aware of, particularly because there's its mate that also appears.
Ah, damn.
I'm going to wrestle the damn basilisk.
Let's just hope that they start mating.
Point its head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the one that is to the northeast, double check here. Closes in towards the closest hero, which is Geggy.
However,
Who's holding his action?
yes.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Go for it, Geggy.
29 to hit.
29 to hit is a hit.
Very good.
Good job, Geggy.
11 points of piercing damage.
Not as good. Are you sure about that? Christopher rolls like 3
Well,
times the
he
amount of
also,
dice.
when he has things set up, which is why I was trying to do the hunt prey.
Oh,
and
the hunter's
everything.
prey thing. Okay.
Done. An arrow wounds the first creature.
Is it dead?
It is not.
Oh.
It closes in
Is it near death?
towards Geggy. I'm not seeing the distances anywhere. Where are you? Oh, wait. No, I don't see him anywhere. Where do you see him, Derek? I don't know. All right. We have an updated forge. So 5, 15,
20,
20.
5.
No, that would be
30.
30, 35. That's exactly the number that you wanted. It closes in right on top of Geggy, but gets no attacks, as does the second one. Both creatures are now toe-to-toe with Geggy, hissing and ready to mess up the archer. Yannick, you were still delaying for the woman. The woman is...
I'm hoping she comes running out of that mist.
She is not.
Bitch.
Wait, she was.
You should run out of the damn it.
She was
they
the
just
sweet
never
lady
listen.
before.
You can yell at her if you want. That's another person you can yell at.
Towards my voice!
She swings her sword at the patriarch Manticore, misses. She swings her sword a second time and hits.
Ooh, nice.
And draws blood. Not much,
Can we
but
ask
some.
what she rolled?
Yes, you can.
You can.
You can absolutely ask.
Can I get an answer?
You can get an answer, yes.
It is capable. You can hear it.
Oh, wait. She has to roll not less than a 5 because the concealed situation going on.
Oh, right.
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 She's good. She does deliver the blow. She does some damage. Her third action is to raise a shield. Not the only one, Yannick.
I don't even know what a shield is these days.
It is your turn, champion.
Okay. Geggy, you good? You look good. You got this.
I'm great.
You're really fast. Run if you need to. Yannick will start heading towards the mist, I guess. And what's 50 feet? Straight in.
It's my favorite movie, Champions in the Mist.
Yannick not moving. There he goes.
50. And then 25. I will be just to the left of her. That is right. Mumbling the whole time about something about choke points and always somebody messing it up. And that was all three of my moves.
I think their wing has kind of fucked that up.
She still could have fallen back, and then we would all been together. They would have had to come out of the mist. Everything would have been fine. But now, lady's got to do her own thing. Wants to just stand against two man, of course.
Yannick's a champion complainer.
No, it's a woman thing?
Yannick, as I see you
Her
run,
being a woman has nothing to do.
as I see you run by, Galen shouts out, "We need a battle plan, Yannick."
Charge!
What did I expect?
Nothing less. All right. We're all done there. Then it is back to a new round, and that is Hemlock behind the defensive barricade.
Yep. Hemlock will reload and then do a paired shots, where I do like my fire both guns at the same time at the Patriarch.
Okay.
Oh no, I can't see him. I'll fire
You
it.
can.
Might.
It's flat 5 or higher, and you're fine.
Got a 5.
Ooh.
A 28 and a 30 to hit.
This is a double shot. Both hit. Boom, boom.
Okay, sweet.
Nice. But no criticals.
No criticals.
+1.
31 and a 29.
Both hit.
Okay. And I gotta roll that again. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
16. 17, 26.
Ooh.
Nice.
Piercing or bludgeoning.
Boom, boom. Big blood spurts go flying out from the creature, and it roars mightily in pain and turns its attention to Yannick, who it thinks it just wounded it.
Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Bashard doesn't go boom.
You did roll your
Does that look like a Fishard wound to you?
and you got through the mist too,
Yes.
Yep.
right? Nice job. Nice job.
And did you have another action?
No, I reloaded, and
reloaded.
then that's two actions.
All right, Galen, also close to the gunslinger there.
So Galen shouts out, having learned about the basilisks, basilisks to the north, spread out, don't get caught in a group. And then
So fuck off. Get out of here.
then will the first thing he'll do, he can see the basilisk in the rocks, correct?
You can see them, yes.
Yes,
They are
okay.
now out of the sand.
So then first thing will be an exploit vulnerability roll on that basilisk.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not the basilisk.
Manticore?
The manticore, thank you.
Yeah.
Exploit vulnerability on the manticore. I'm gonna add my last +2. Am I gonna do that? Or it's a 21.
21 on which one?
The one in the rocks.
Okay.
Manticore in the rocks.
You fail.
Okay. Then I will. How much space between me and the rocks to the south of Jericho there? 35?
45.
Okay. So move me 25 feet forward, and then I will attempt an intimidating glare against the manticore. So with a steely-eyed gaze, Galen indicates he's coming for him and tries to intimidate him.
Okay. This is versus Will.
That is, let's see, 18, 28, 31.
31 is a success.
So it is feared 1 for a round.
Okay. Oh my God, these icons are so freaking small. I can just see. We've got to tweak this. Frightened.
Frightened 1.
Frightened 1.
All right, it is now frightened 1. Nice, and you're able to do that even though not sharing a common language. It
knows I'm a vamp.
It is the Bard's turn. Jericho, your song continues on with lingering composition.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How far away is that close one from me? Like 25 or so? We'll call it 25.
25,
all right.
yeah, good eyes.
All right, I'm going to use one action to bon mow that thing. And just tell him I hope the rest of your day is as pleasant as you are.
You must...
Do I have to share a language?
Yeah, it's a linguistic trait.
Look at that. Well, does he speak Fey?
No.
Do they speak Draconic?
Does he speak Yosoki? Okay, then I won't do that. All right. My character would probably know that then. Then I am going to...
Yeah, go ahead and give it a try. It's up to you if you want to try. Maybe it speaks... You tell me what language
it speaks? You just let me choose.
You tell me what language you want to speak it in.
Manticorian?
I think lots of characters in your world speak German. That's what I think.
So you can bombo. You just tell me what language.
All right. I will realize that is what my ability says that has that linguistic trait, so I will try to not do that then. Alrighty. I am going to cast Confusion on it. It needs to make a will save.
One closest to you in the rubble.
Yeah.
Will save. Frightened is a 21.
Neither the 25.
Okay, it has failed.
So it's confused for 1 minute.
Confusion. Confused? Is it confused?
Confused.
Looking for it is.
Confusion causes.
All right.
Target is confused for 1 minute. It can attempt a new save at the end of each of its turns to end.
All right. It is off guard, cannot delay, ready, use reactions, and it treats no one as an ally.
And at that point, then, for my third action, I'm going to take cover, as small as I am, behind those rocks, trying as much as I can to get completely out of its sight.
Okay.
Because I got some big rocks there. Taking cover. My third action.
Done. That was Jericho. It is Gegi's turn.
Gegi is going to hunt prey on the one that he hit earlier. They hit earlier? I'm still not sure.
Mr. Northeast.
And then back up 40 feet. And take a shot. $31 to hit.
31 is a hit.
32.
32 to hit.
Is a critical hit.
Yeah.
Okay, give me half a second. It's like 1d10.
That changes things.
Sure does. 28 piercing damage.
To the already wounded one?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You bury an arrow deep into it, and it is really badly hurt. Squeals, and it's going to be charging at you.
Yep. That's all 3 actions.
All right. We have a manticore that is...
A real boar.
A real boar? That was pissed off unnecessarily against Yannick.
So I didn't do it.
Apparently you don't share a linguistic trait with it.
and it strikes
You
down
don't know
and
that.
says, "Die, human." In common. It speaks in common, and that is a 35 to hit.
That will hit.
That was just a hit. Wow, nice.
27 is a base AC right now.
Huge. Its jaws clamp down, get a juicy part, but you shift out and it just becomes a wound instead of a critical hit. You take 18 points of piercing damage. It bites again, misses. It bites again and misses. Just grubbing, just grinding against your armor, but not able to get through. The other one launches a spiked volley at you and the swordswoman.
Is that considered a manipulate action?
No, but it is a ranged attack.
Then I get a retributive.
No, upper.
I get a attack of opportunity.
Is that the name?
Yep.
Attack of opportunity.
Creature within your reach uses a manipulate action or a move action, makes a ranged
All
attack,
right.
or leaves a square during move action.
Nice.
It's using.
Oh, and sorry, hold on. Before you do that, I need to make that missed roll for that hit on you.
Yes.
It failed.
Yes!
No damage.
All right. That's good because I forgot to write that down.
No need.
Just biting into
I knew.
Bashard halved for a second.
I knew.
So I need to make that same roll then.
Yep, you're
All
committed.
right, here I go. That's an 11, so
Okay.
we're good there. And making the attack roll, I rolled 15 on the die, plus 15
Plus
to
one.
attack,
31.
plus 1, 31 to hit.
The smaller manticore next to the swordswoman is a hit.
All right, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 6, 18 points of damage.
Done.
Nice.
That's nice. You use your reaction and get a nice
Yes.
strike in. It launches out the spike volley, flings 2 spikes from its tail, targeting 2 different creatures with this one.
So that means it has to roll twice, right?
Yep.
To see if it hits.
Separate. Only 1 strike for the multiple attack penalty. Oof, that's not good news for you guys. So it launches out to her. Let's make the roll. Is a miss with a 3 in the next. To the champion
Good job.
Nice.
is a total C with a 20. but we don't
Zaldor's
do that.
missed. Zaldor's missed.
But can the blow actually strike? And that is a 17 is a miss.
Yeah.
Flying through the air are these spikes. It does it again. I'm going to roll both attacks. Yours is a hit only. Hers is a miss. And it is a hit through the mist. You're only hit for 12 points of piercing. This is the first damage done to you.
Right.
And then the thing is frustrated and flies out from the mist, trying to see some better prey, and heads inefficiently out to the east. There is another
Nice.
beast, and it is in the larger stones, about, what do we say, 25 feet from Jericho.
Yes.
And it flies over Jericho, lands about 10 feet behind you, and launches out a double tail spiky action at Zaldor and Galen.
Oh dear.
Zaldor
It's not
is,
me, so it's okay.
is a 31 to hit,
Double checking. Yes, that hits.
and Galen is a 30 to hit.
Hit.
All right, Wizard takes 9 piercing and only 7 piercing to the Thaumaturge. It then's going to launch another one.
No.
Zaldor is a miss, and 26 to
Oh, just hits.
Thaumaturge hits you again for 10 points of piercing, just raining these spikes flying through the air.
Don't you have that mirror?
I have the amulet, but I do not have exploit vulnerability. I failed. Yeah.
You suck.
And we do need to go back in time
That was
just a little bit because it is important. It's key. Back in time to our ranger. We all think Gegi made his way, what was it, 40 feet running through the sand?
Uh-huh.
But Gegi started his turn next to a basilisk.
Sure did.
And that's a less than ideal situation. So petrifying glance. A creature within 30 feet starts its turn that the basilisk can see. That's the key word here. And both are going to do it.
Okay.
You need to make a fortitude 20 and then a fortitude 20. Missing would not be good.
Pass. And super, way pass.
All right. Then you are totally fine. Ignore that altogether.
All right.
It is time for one of them.
That second one would have been a
Critical
success.
I don't know if that does anything.
We'll give you a bonus +2 on the next time you have to roll that.
Okay.
You find them kind of attractive.
Gaggy does, for sure.
The wounded one, hissing, leaves a trail of blood as it closes in towards you. And as it does, its eyes glow green and it focuses on you with a petrifying gaze.
Oh, no.
This is another one that's not ideal. You may need to make a fortitude save. Keep in mind you are all drained. You're all drained, which I believe affects... No, it's will that it affects.
Right. So drained lowers our max
Hit points.
Hit point. Okay,
And
so
con saves.
and con saves.
Constitution-based fort checks.
so it's fort.
Not will.
Not well. Okay. So it is fortitude. So keep in mind you are drained. So you're going to make a save here. I have good news though. For the first time, I think, maybe ever in Pathfinder 2nd Edition for us, this ability has the incapacitation trait to your advantage. It is of a lower level, so whatever you roll, you get a whole degree higher.
What?
If you fail, you get a success. If you succeed,
okay.
you get a critical. If you critically fail, you get a success.
Wow. So critically fail just to fail, though,
Yep.
because it moves up one.
Yep.
Nice.
I don't think that's ever happened.
What am I rolling?
22 fortitude.
And this
drained.
goes as -1 because of our drain.
Because
Yep.
if you're drained.
He's going to use his hero point because he just rolled a natural 1.
Oh,
jeez.
probably the only thing that could hurt.
That's way better. 26.
Okay, you are fine and are not affected by it. You, however, have a second one making its way with its partner, and it does the same thing with a petrifying gaze.
You had like a plus something for the critical success before?
That's going to be the aura one.
19.
19 is a failure,
But it's actually a success.
becomes success. You are fine.
Wow.
You are fine.
Wow.
You are fine.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Go, Geggy.
No.
The
That was
incapacitated-
Character number 4.
It is. Zaldor the Wizard, you've been shot a little bit.
Yes, and they're quite a bit closer than I intended them to be. How far away are the basilisks that are trying to stare down Gig? If you don't mind measuring. 40 feet?
45.
All right. Zaldor's going to do something a little different, and instead he's going to reach inside and pull out a wee fireball, a little sphere of flame that pulls up inside. And
How does
he will,
that sound when you pull it out?
Bleh.
Thank you.
Heroic.
And he will smash it and clap it into 3 small fireballs and flourish and send each of them, one to one basilisk, one to the second basilisk, and the third one to the manticore that just swung back at him. This is the blazing bolts.
The blazing goat?
Bolts. That's right. Blazing bolts. It is an
Blazing
attack roll for each of those.
Fabulous.
You fire a ray of heat, a moist ball of heat and flame.
Bleh.
Make a spell attack roll against a single creature, but you can then spread it for additional actions of different creatures. Cool. On a hit, it takes fire damage. Critical hit, double damage.
The additional paragraph is where it gets a little interesting. For each additional action you use when casting the spell, you can fire an additional ray at a different target to a maximum of 3 rays, targeting 3 different targets for 3 actions. These attacks each increase your multiple attack penalty, but you don't increase your multiple attack penalty until after you make all the spell attack rolls for Blazing Bolts. So I just
Go, go, go.
Just go, go, go.
And then you're done.
All right. And it'll be 4d6 fire. Let's get that ready just in case. All right, so first one targeting Basilisk 1, which I believe was the injured one. And that is a 26.
Is a hit.
Sorry, 29. Does that make a difference?
30.
30. There's a fantastic lingering composition. Fantastic. All right. The should I roll its? I'll roll its damage. No, it's a separate attack, right? So I need to roll them each individually. That is not a d6. This is. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of fire damage.
All right, the poor wounded innocent creature is burned as well, with an arrow sticking out of it.
The second one.
Its doe-eyed mate.
That is a smaller roll for 21 to hit.
Is a miss.
Shoot.
Did you add the blood?
22.
Is a hit.
Fantastic. Thank you, lingering composition. Flame on
You should
it.
be tracking these as achievements, Bard.
10, 17. 17 points of fire damage.
All right, I'm marking that 17 points down, and I am changing the name to Doe-Eyed Basilisk.
I'm the pretty one.
All right, there we go.
And the third flaming blazing bolt flourishes around Zaldor's head, flies behind him towards the Manticore for a hero point for the 2 that was rolled.
point!
And spins again.
The Justice League! That's what it sounded like.
33 to hit.
Is a critical.
Fantastic. Let's roll his damage for this one. Let's call that 6, 12, 15, 30 points of flame damage.
Is that almost max damage there?
Close. Yeah, it was 2/3.
How much damage?
30 points of flame damage.
Off of 4d6?
Doubled.
Yeah,
Because
because
it's
it
a
was
It's a critical.
hit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
Don't you get a +1 on the damage as well?
I do.
31.
How much additional damage does that do then? 2 more?
2 more.
Okay,
For that.
thank you.
Yes.
Got it. You light him up. Fire blasts. It protects itself with its lion-like wings, whatever that picture is. Folds him in, but the blast and it burns and smolders, and it unfurls the wings and seems way pissed off, but still pissed off at everyone. And it didn't have it roll to try and get rid of the confusion at the end of its turn. What was that? 25 will?
25 will.
Okay. No, it's still confused. All right. Zaldor letting loose the flames. Yannick.
Yannick standing toe to toe with the patriarchy here will go ahead and take a mighty poleaxe to the patriarchy.
I don't understand what's happening.
That's a show title right there.
Uh-huh.
Mighty Poleaxe to the patriarchy.
All right, so let's do it. The roll is going to be a total of 20. I'm going to use a hero die and reroll that because it was a 5.
For to hit?
Yes.
Okay, roll the concealed first.
Okay. 16 to hit.
Okay, that way you wouldn't waste the hero point.
Yeah, thank you. And now I'm going to use the hero point and reroll the to hit die, which is better. It's going to be a 28 to hit.
All right, that strikes.
And 12, 18 more points of damage.
To the patriarch.
To the patriarchy.
Done. All right.
And then I have 2 more actions. In fact, I will use one to intimidate. We use my intimidating prowess against this manticore.
Okay.
So, which means it doesn't have the auditory trait, and I'm going to make an
It's fine.
intimidate.
It spoke common.
It speaks common.
You're
It
Doesn't
fine.
matter. I don't need it. I'm at a plus 15, and I rolled a 19 on the die, so
Whoa.
34 to intimidate this creature.
Is a critical
to demoralize.
success.
Nice.
So what is a critical success on a demoralized look like?
I'm sure it's not pretty.
I think it's 2 rounds, right?
Yeah,
Frightened 2, which is not 2 rounds.
Oh.
It's Frightened 2,
that's right.
then
Then
Frightened 1,
1.
then, yeah.
Gasps in Spanish.
And then as my third action, I guess since it's frightened, I'm going to go ahead and take a second swipe at it. This one will only be at plus 10. I rolled a 16, so 26 plus 1 for the composition, 27 to hit.
It is a hit.
Let me roll the 1d5.
The missed.
12, so that's good there.
So you could say the missed roll hit.
The missed roll hit. For that's 16 more points of damage. So
just brutal.
Chomp,
couple good swipes and some demoralization to go.
Fantastic. It is the swordswoman's turn, and she says, you fight well. I'll get the other one. And she leaves the mist.
No!
We
were fighting together.
Left.
It was supposed to be romantic.
We were gonna flank for love.
Let's not make flank for love. Derek, don't type that down, please.
Already done.
Jericho starts playing some Barry White.
I was thinking meatball, but I won't do that. She swings and she strikes for 12 on the manticore that fled the mist.
Looking for love in all the wrong
Place for love
places.
could also be Eiffel Tower.
Dang. You're so off guard, baby. All right. Speaking of Eiffel Tower, Galen, would you like a turn?
How's that a segue?
Well, I would, but I think Hemlock gets to
Hemlock
go.
is first.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I skipped.
Stories.
Before you take your turn, I'm just curious. These manticores speak common,
Yes.
and this one is still confused.
Yes.
And so, does it like? I don't even know what I'm doing with my life anymore. Like, I was supposed to be an engineer. I'm out here being a manticore. Like, I quit college. I'm in the middle of the desert. What am I?
I always wanted to be a woman to core.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Not that kind of confusion.
Hemlock's first action is going to be the closest manticore. He's going to do a Rockin' Tours reload to intimidate it.
Okay. Lots of
With
intimidation.
a 15.
Okay.
Yep.
No intimidation.
That's not how you do it.
Yep. And then another reload, and then we'll shoot it.
Single shot.
Oh.
That looks good.
37.
37. And this is the
38.
38. This is the one I'm pinging here close to
Yes.
Zaldor. It is also off guard. That is a critical hit.
Nice
Okay.
job.
It was off guard due to the confusion. This is bad. Real bad for the creature.
Yeah, it is.
Uh-huh.
This is going to confuse him.
You don't get confused in front of a gunslinger.
What's a gun?
Can I eat that?
I thought this was medieval high fantasy.
47 points
40
of piercing or bludgeoning damage.
All right. You blow off a wing from this beast, and it is near death. Blood
Galen's gonna pick that
spurting
up.
out.
Yeah.
Huge.
That was 3 actions.
It is now Galen's turn.
Ah, cool. So yeah, seeing that manticore get just brutally popped by Hemlock, I will attempt another exploit vulnerability on it, and that's much better. That is a 35.
35.
That's pretty good.
For exploiting?
Is a critical success.
Excellent.
Quite exploitative.
Tell me all about the manticore.
Critical success. Flash of even more knowledge. You learn all the creature resistances, weaknesses, immunities, and the amounts. And then you can exploit mortal or personal antithesis. It has immunity, nothing. Weakness, nothing. Resistance, nothing. So you must do personal antithesis against it.
And is this a non-humanoid creature?
This is a non-humanoid creature.
Then this applies to all creatures of the same kind. So
Okay.
all the manticores get this damage boost. All right,
Fantastic.
cool. Now, feeling confident, Galen will get within reach of the
you trip
manticore.
and fumble.
Now that it's nearly dead.
All right.
Petals.
And we'll make an attack. Let's finish this thing off.
+1.
Oh my God, that is a natural 20. I did not need to crit this thing. You did most of the work.
+1.
Yeah, +1. So that would be 8 and 11.
19.
Plus 10. So 11 doubled is 22. Plus 20 is 42. Plus another 10 is 52 points
53.
of damage.
53. Don't forget my 1. I do 1 damage.
Oh, I know. Yeah, so 53 points of damage.
All right. Yeah. Can you describe how you slay this one winged? Confused manticore.
Yeah, the first swipe comes down and takes the other wing off, and they just spin around in the same motion and come around and cleave the head straight off.
Okay.
Just like you practiced.
And then Galen points up the hill and says, "Next." And that's my 3 turns.
Okay, nicely done. Jericho, about 20 feet away, is a fountain of gory blood gooing out of this lion-like shape. What would you like to do?
I briefly consider bathing in it. So I actually can't, true or false, I cannot see the basilisks from where I am.
That's going to be up to Derek. If he clicks on you, we should have... No, we won't quite see it there. You cannot see them.
I'm going to run up next to Zaldor for my first action.
Finally warming up to you.
Save me, Jericho.
Yeah, right there. Right there. And then from there, I am going to, as I stand kind of facing him, my hands are going to come together, just rotating faster and faster, and you see this spinning almost of time moving, and I'm going to cast Haste on Hemlock.
Okay.
What?
He puts a hand upon you, but it's just a pat.
Just push you out of the way. Line of sight. Sorry.
Well, that got me in range for the spell.
Haste is on, who did you say?
Hemlock, the gunslinger fetchling.
Okay, so you gain an additional step, stride, or strike. I think those are all valuable to you.
Yes.
Geggy, what would you like to do?
Woo.
You are not affected by their auras currently.
Very good. Back up 40 feet.
Some basilisk kiting.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll do, what the hell is that called? A hunted shot at the wounded one.
Okay.
And it'll be 2 quick shots. With a 33 and that's probably not going to hit. 24.
2 hits.
Oh.
Nice.
The 33 was not a crit.
Was the 33 a 34?
No. Okay. Because he wasn't affected by that.
Oh, that's right.
Stand by. 2 hits, one of which is a critical.
Oh. Let me reroll this.
Add a bunch of dice.
That's a good reason. Good reason to pause.
Yeah.
17. That's he rolled like shit. 17 points of piercing damage.
All right. That was for both shots?
Yeah.
Okay. You still have some...
Is that only one action?
It's only one action.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
These guys aren't crazy. I'll try another...
This would be a negative... This would be the third action, multiple attack penalty.
It's only +6. But, that's... Hunter's aim is 2. Okay, that's what I was getting confused. 22.
22 is a hit.
Nice.
Counting. Still counting.
I forgot to add his +6 last time.
Okay.
So I'll add it into this one.
Sure.
It'll be 19.
19, and the vile evil basilisk is slain.
Vile evil,
Only
but
the doe-eyed.
The doe-eyed is left behind.
The most dangerous one.
Yes.
It
Don't let the
turns,
name deceive you.
hovers over its mate, and then makes that sad Ewok sound in the Battle of Endor.
Oh, God.
I think you have an action left.
No, move.
You move. That's
yeah.
right. Okay. A matriarch manticore is furious and badly hurt,
I thought
and
you were fighting the patriarchy the whole time.
is going to be biting 3 times. I'm going to make 3 missed rolls. That is a success, success, success. So it's all up to the biting nature. First one's the best one. Here we go. 36.
That is only a hit.
God dang. 19 points of piercing.
Okay.
29.
That is a hit.
18 points of piercing.
Okay.
That's stacking up.
And 26.
Is a miss.
Okay. Furiously shredding and gnawing and all sorts of nastiness, but cannot get through. That does include its frightened condition on everything, by the way.
Leaves me at 54 hit points.
And I'm going to lower its frightened condition by 1 at the end of its turn. Great. The other manticore turns around and strikes at the the swordsman lady. It's going to do a claw and then a jaw. Oh, she got hit and missed and missed. She takes some damage and cries out, "Ah!"
Swords lady!
I love you.
I know this might seem sudden.
I can't see you through this mist.
The
I feel so alone.
My heart can.
The other basilisk, the doe-eyed one, comes in and is distracted and heads towards Zaldor
Oh, that's me.
and affects you with a petrifying gaze.
I don't want it.
And I gave it. I do this to you guys every now and again when like your blood brother goes down, like you really rise to the moment. I gave it an extra action in case you're wondering how I was able to cover the distance and get off the petrifying gaze.
So
it is
angry.
furious. It stares at you. It gets you with the petrifying gaze. Possibly this is Fortitude 22, and you just need to critically fail for it to be a problem.
Okay, let's not do that. 16 plus 11 is a
Ooh.
27.
Critical success. You're fine. Stares at you, and you shrug off the effect with ease. And
Flourish!
you may take a turn, Zaldor.
What
I
cute doe eyes you have.
stare back into its deathly face. And I reach inside my robes, blah, and I pull out a list of small marbles. And I force barrage straight at the basilisk and again at the manticore up the hill. There are going to be, well, it's just one creature. I'll do it all 3 to her. She will take 2, 3. I don't think I'm doing this with I have to have the right amounts. Hell, someone do math for me.
You can shoot it at more than one target.
Oh, glorious.
For each additional action, increase number of shards you shoot to a maximum 3. You choose the target for each shard individually. If you shoot more than one shard at the same target, combine so you can hit more than one target.
Okay, perfect. Then, in that case, I will fire 3. 2 at the basilisk and 1 at the manticore, who is biting this screaming lady.
All right. This is a level 1 force barrage?
It is.
Okay.
So I don't know how much I'm casting. I believe I'm doing 4d4 plus 4.
Not if it's level 1, because it's not heightened.
It's my actions. I can do it as a 3 actions.
Yeah, that you can do, yes.
Yeah.
Increasing the number.
So that's...
Okay, so shard, it does 1d4 plus 1. You can increase it to a maximum of 3 shards for 3. So you're doing 1d4 plus 1, 1d4 plus 1, and 1d4 plus 1 is what you're doing.
Perfect. All right, so here we are. So towards the basilisk, she receives 6 points of force damage, and the manticore receives 5.
And they cannot resist this in any way.
Plus 1 for each of those because of the lingering composition over my ears. So she has she receives 8 points of force damage. The manticore receives 6.
It's an amazing force barrage for 1 arrow.
Yeah.
And what is that song that you're singing?
Rangers Anthem.
Thank you. I always think of a different one. Boom, boom.
Let's do. There we
Looks
are.
good.
Wonderful.
Done.
That is 3 actions done.
Don't forget, y'all, that this cancels out the -1 on the fort save as well.
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't.
The drained is the -1.
This doesn't do anything to saving throws.
I thought you said it was a +1 to
save
saving.
versus fear.
Oh,
Save
first
versus
fear.
The swordswoman swings and wounds the manticore and then misses with her second action and then shields up with her third and says, "Come on!" as she is only able to get in one small swipe. Speaking of small things, Yannick, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Hey. Yannick will take a mighty swipe
With his flashard.
with his flashard. Thank you. At the he's confused now. He doesn't know if he's fighting the patriarchy or matriarchy.
Misroll.
So it doesn't matter. Missed roll first. Thank you. Rolling that, it's a 19. I
Okay.
wish that would have been my attack
Come
roll.
on, attack roll.
Attack roll instead, 14 plus 15, so actually plus 15, 30 to hit.
Is a hit.
And that's going to be low damage. It's only going to do 10 points of damage.
Done.
And I have 2 more actions, and I am going to swipe again. Let's see, that's plus 10, so 25, 26 to hit.
Okay, another blow.
And that's going to be 9, 15 more points of damage. So
Okay.
just swiping
Roll
away
your
at
mist.
this thing. Huh?
Mist.
Oh, yeah, the mist roll. Thank you. That's an 8.
Okay, just
So we're good
bleeding this
there.
thing.
And then, as my third action, I will... can I intimidate it again? Or is that... It's probably immune now,
Yeah,
isn't it?
demoralized thing goes once every 24.
All right. I will...
For 10 minutes. It's
Yeah. Okay. Screw it. I'm going to take one more shot at this guy. 19 to hit. 20 total to hit.
Is a miss.
Even though it's feared of
Yep.
me, from me.
It is Hemlock's turn.
Hasted.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We'll attempt a Rockentor's reload on. Ooh, they're not going to speak. No,
Manticores do.
Yeah, but I've already. No, that was the other one. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Rockentor's reload on the Manticore that's fighting with the lady. And try
Is there a
to.
range?
Oh, yeah, 30 feet.
Okay, then no.
Okay, I'll just reload and then I'll do a paired shot on the Basilisk.
Okay.
Get it?
Oh my goodness, those are bullshit rolls.
Fire blanks.
A 23 and a 21.
With all modifiers and all goodness?
24 and a 22.
Both hit.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Stupid.
Not yay. Stupid.
19 piercing or bludgeoning damage.
That's
Okay.
a small amount of damage.
It is for him.
Yeah. Still.
And then I will reload with my last action.
Okay.
Winging it.
Was that all 4 actions?
Yes. 2 reloads and
Yeah,
a
okay.
pair of
Gotcha.
shots. 2 actions. Thank you.
You cannot do that.
Why?
Because the paired shots, I think, is its own special action. I don't know about that. You may-
Okay, then,
Even with being hasted, it doesn't.
yeah, the hasten applies to strikes, and you're doing strikes, but it's a special
but then the
2-action
2
thing.
reloads is
Yeah.
kind of screwy. Okay, well then I'll just do 3 actions this round. Sorry.
Using an activity is not the same as using any of its subordinate actions. So, for example, a quicken condition you get from a haste spell lets you spend an extra action to stride or strike, but you couldn't use the extra action for an activity that includes a stride or strike, so it would not work.
Okay.
Okay, so you're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Irritated, but good.
Jericho is going to come up next. Just making sure we're clear. I want to keep everyone on speed here. Let's try Galen.
I got you, Galen.
Thank you. With my critical success on the esoteric lore on the basilisk, and I'm sorry if I didn't pick this up earlier, is there an aura around them that I have to stay out of in order to be safe?
You don't know that. You
Don't know
can
that.
make a recall knowledge, a separate roll as an action to gain more
Ooh,
information.
has an action.
Could just try killing it.
You could just kill it.
Yeah, just murder it.
I'm trying to protect the lady.
Oh, but now that you remind me of that, Hemlock, make a fortitude save. 20. This is not incapacitated bonus.
24.
Okay, you're fine.
Can I, with 25 feet of movement, get into flanking position on the manticore?
Oh, next to the swordswoman. Maybe. Looks like. No, I can't see the numbers.
Yep,
There's
25.
Okay.
Let's do that. And
Are you
then-
flanking with love here?
Oh, I am doing my best
High five.
to impress the swordswoman.
Flanking with love
Whose
in
name we
all
don't
the
know.
wrong places.
her over there?
Oh, I'm flanking the shit out. All right. Yeah. So I will strike at it.
Flank me. Flank me.
All right. Oh, that is going to be a lot. I rolled a 19, and that's a plus 16, 35 to hit.
Is a critical
Plus
hit.
the lingering composition.
Plus
Minus
that.
2 with flanking on its AC. That's
Yeah.
a critical hit.
So 5 doubled is 10, plus 15 doubled is 30. So that's 40,
41.
42, 41 points of damage.
41 points of damage. You are no longer flanking that creature. It is destroyed. Slice it down and it's remove a leg. Blood spurts. It howls and dies, and blood soaking into the sand.
I have one action left.
You will celebrate.
I will shout to get the basilisk's attention and attempt an intimidating glare on it. Give it some of its own medicine.
Okay.
That is 2 manticores down at his.
That's a 15, 25, 28.
That
Is
one,
a
your
success.
fighting's got
It
a
is frightened
bloody
by the
shit.
glare. You petrified the petrified eyes.
the petrifier.
All right, it is frightened 1.
Nice.
Got it. Jericho,
Yes.
you may make a petrifying glance roll, fortitude 19. It went down due to the frightened.
Okay, I got a -1. I rolled a 7 on the die. Plus 12 is 19.
Oh.
Thank
Minus
you.
1 is 18.
Oh no!
All right, you are slowed 1 for 1 minute.
Okay. Oh, shoot.
So you reduce the number of actions by 1. That is not good for a spellcaster.
Oh, whatever. I was trying to figure out what to do with my last action anyway.
Why not give it away?
I got 3 of these little cards that say what my little negative
Conditions
effects
They're not
are.
Pokemon. You don't have to catch them all.
Oh. Okay, so now I'm enfeebled, slowed, and drained. Okay, that sounds good.
It's fine.
It's the
Are
worst
you
date
suffering from
ever.
enfeebled, slowed, and drained?
Yeah,
You may be entitled to compensation.
but that's more than 4 hours though.
Yeah, the petrification. All right, what are you doing with your big 2 actions?
My big 2 actions. Strangely enough, I'm casting slow
All right.
on the basilisk.
Okay.
He needs to make a fortitude 25. So
All right, return fortitude. 31.
So that's a success. On a success, he is slowed 1 for 1 round.
Slowed 1 round. Got it.
That is correct. And that is my 2 actions that I am allowed.
So tit for tat.
I stick my tongue out though.
It is Geggy's turn.
Ooh. Gegi's gonna hunt prey on the basilisk, the stow-eyed basilisk.
Okay.
And then do a hunted shot.
All right. What's the thing that Jericho does with the quivering eyes to prevent it from being...
Oh, yeah. If I haven't heard it, empathetically.
How does that work?
If it doesn't attack, I got to make a diplomacy check against its will DC.
All right, I'm giving that. I'm giving it that ability right now with the doe-eyed. It's going to make a diplomacy check versus your will plus 10. It has no skill, so it rolled a 9.
That doesn't.
Okay, it's not. It's
you have
not
a negative one.
as it
Slow
seems.
motion, you see it turn its eyes get real watery, but they're red. Like,
We see the killer behind the mask.
That's terrible.
They're glowing still.
Green and dripping acid.
A 20 and a 19.
Miss and a miss.
Oof. Whoa. Even with your lingering composition?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Oh, by the way.
You didn't get it.
It's over.
Just went
Song
off.
down.
Composition over.
Would have put it back up, but I lost an action.
Song's done.
Oh,
I was
that's Gegi's turn.
Okay. It is the main Manticore's turn.
The Manticore.
The main Manticore. And it is fleeing and flies away.
It takes a attack of opportunity on the way out.
We shall see. Make a missed roll
Okay,
first.
missed roll. I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, no!
It gets away.
The big cloud.
Yes!
Curse you!
The Manticore flees and flies away rapidly off into the distance.
Well, it's not that far.
With the call from Yannick, Zelda reaches into his robe and pulls out the second fireball. Flourish! And casts fireball at the Manticore.
Okay.
500
Must
foot range.
make a basic reflex save.
It's just flying all around. It's just flying in circles. It's flying cap.
Making a basic reflex save, I heard.
I believe that's correct. for the
Okay.
fireball.
That's a 27.
Believe its save that it needed to make was a 25. Or
Just
am I
trying to stay
spelling
clear of
something
Yonex 15.
Correct. 25 is what it had to make. So we'll take half of all of this
It
glorious
has
flame damage.
15 points of damage left.
I rolled a 6, 5, 4, 5, 4, 6.
Oh?
So 20, 30.
That's it! That was a full-on
Nice.
fireball?
Nice.
Jeez.
Sniped with a fireball.
That's awesome. Doom. It is destroyed. Well done.
I then, with the bow of my hat, lift the mist. Poof. Revealing Yannick.
And we skipped a turn. The basilisk needs to go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
And it
He's
is
slowed.
It is slowed, and it will do both of its actions of petrifying gaze
Bring it.
on Zaldor.
Oh,
Now, no, wait, now.
it doesn't like me.
Yeah, it doesn't like you either. You just slowed. It's going to do it on the bard.
Bring it.
So before you roll,
Okay, I got this beautiful semi-petrified looking die right here.
before you roll, you are slowed by its petrifying glance.
Yeah.
You are making a Fortitude 21,
Okay.
but this has incapacitation, so you just have to not critically fail.
Okay.
If you critically failed from being partially slowed already, you're in a world of hurt.
Okay.
Proceed.
Okay.
Permanently petrified world of hurt.
I rolled a 14 on the die. Then I got a plus 11 to that. That would be a 25.
All right. It just gives you the evil eye repeatedly, and you shrug it off with ease.
Do I do a second one?
Nope. It
Okay.
take two actions to do that. And then it is the swordswoman. She runs past Galen, gives you a tap on the ass with her sword, and charges and strikes twice at the basilisk.
When the basilisk does that to me, I just look at him. I go, "You've never heard about a musician getting stoned?"
She misses and critically hits and just decapitates the basilisk in the end.
Yannick is aroused.
But it was the manticores.
She turns to you all and says, I thank you. This was unexpected, and I'm grateful. I wasn't sure to call out or not because it drew your attention and my friends.
Were you part of the wagon train back there?
Part and owner. Be a good one and grab my shield, please. And she starts walking towards the wagon stuff.
Yannick literally ignores that. Like.
Oh, a champion ignores a request from a lady. Oh.
Happily. Grab her shield.
Oh, right. I forgot it was here, sir.
That's exactly what squires are for.
He runs and grabs the shield and catches it up quickly. She walks.
I liked her for like 3 seconds.
She walks back towards the road across the sandy dunes towards the road.
She's no Glorine, that's for sure.
And she wipes off her bloody blade.
What were those cages holding? Never seen anything quite like that.
Well, that was the intent. I put on quite a bit of a show, but things went quite awry last evening. And I thought last night was going to be terrible, and it was. And then this morning I had to hide and was being stalked by my own entertainment, of all things.
Those things were yours?
Yes.
How'd they get out?
There's a matter I have with a blood witch. Is that my silk?
Yes.
Well, thank you for carrying it back to the wagon for me.
Just keeping it safe for you.
Wonderful.
How'd they get out?
Oh, there's a blood witch who has it out for me. And I have no doubt that the sandstorm that blew through and waylaid our group came from her. She's been a problem for me. I've been a problem for her. And it caused some carnage. Several of my gladiators tried to help. Several of the others broke free and decided it was time to just let all hell break loose. So we had sand, we had men fighting to get to safety, we had men fighting other men, and we had men releasing manticores. Oh, and then we had manticores eating men. It was quite a mess.
What about women? What did you do?
You're looking at the only survivor, so I did what was best, apparently.
My name is Gordon, and as Galen says that, he gives a meaningful look to every member of the party.
That's not ostentatious.
My name is Gordon. What shall we call you?
She's, my name. And she stops walking for the first time and turns around and does a flourishing bow.
Well done.
She says, my name is Meladine. At your service, I am a procurer of entertainment in the most visceral senses. I provide entertainment to the wealthiest and the most discerning, and I am out a fortune. I wish perhaps there were ways I saw magic we could have kept my stock in better condition, but I will not look a gift horse in the mouth. I have my life to thank.
I mean, you cleaved off that basilisk's head.
Those were not mine. You brought those as far as I'm concerned. But
they were here when we got here.
You all fought well. Particularly the loud banging over there. A crossbow-like device, if I remember correctly.
They're pistols.
Pistols! Very intriguing. How far can you shoot said pistol?
How far can you see?
Oh, I like that attitude. What is your name?
And I look at Galen and roll my eyes.
Slimlock?
Yeah.
Gordon 2!
Harry.
Harry. Nah, we need something more zippier than that.
You said earlier you were in a feud with a blood witch.
Yes.
Yet you're headed to Kaseer?
Yes.
That seems odd.
Well, she's an odd blood witch. She's been on the outs.
What's her name?
The Cairn Witch is what she likes to be called. And I'm thinking a better name would be like Poncho the Pistolero. How does that sound to you?
Poncho it is.
Poncho the Pistolero. Poncho, what do you think about perhaps doing some entertainment, some dangerous, what would you call it, pistol play? You say, as far as I can see.
Oh,
What
Poncho's into pistol play. Yeah.
What about that cactus way over there? Can you hit that cactus there?
How far is it?
It's a -6 to you.
Natural 20.
You may describe whatever shot you performed.
So I do. So the cactus is 100 feet away. I pull both pistols and I shoot just a needle off of both ends, like one of the thorns.
All right. She George Takai's you. Oh my. That is quite impressive.
Thank you.
She comes over to you and puts a slightly seductive hand upon your shoulder and says, I think we could become the best of friends.
How's that?
Well, Poncho, what did we land on?
Poncho the Pistolero.
Poncho, I'm thinking you being part of a, I don't know, an extra bit of the performance. So you wouldn't be fighting with the regular warriors. We would have them do the meat grind that they do. You wouldn't be part of the specialized entertainment with some of these creatures, although we could work something out. We would want to make sure we keep you safe. I'm thinking something special, an encore that they would have to pay extra for to see someone who knows these rare weapons that can fire these pistols. That was amazing.
I still don't understand what you do. Are you like you're running gladiators?
Yes.
And you do this at Kaseer?
All throughout Dave. Kaseer is where I'm headed, but now I'm sans 3 manticores. You might fit the bill. You're something.
Manticore?
You're something different, something exotic.
Well, I don't know. We shall see. We are also headed to Kaseer. Do you want to travel with us?
At the sound of exotic, Galen walks up next to Poncho. Gordon walks up next to Poncho and puts a hand on one shoulder, and his mirror image appears on the other side and puts his hand on his other shoulder, and both lean in and go, I think we should do this.
Oh, she raises another eyebrow. What is this? A sorcerer, I see.
Just a few tricks up my sleeve, but ones that might be useful to you.
I'm seeing something here. And she continues to walk towards the wagon and points at different bits of her belongings in the sand. Oh, that one too, if someone could grab that. I'm seeing...
Please.
She's just more and more loaded on. Yannick, would you mind? Oh, Yannick.
I got it. Apple's all loaded up.
Just make 2 trips.
She comes over to you, Galen, and holds out an arm for you to take and says, walk with me a bit, sir. And what is your name?
Gordon.
Gordon, that's right. Gordon and Poncho. Well, Gordon, I'm seeing something here. You have this, I'm going to say, gnomish figure. They love the fallen gnome. So I'm thinking a situation with your 2 forms that just beat down and humiliate your gnomish friend and knock him down and get his face in the mud, and he gets punched and kicked and he cannot win. Like, we have a situation where you seem like, ooh, can you win or not? And suddenly there's two of you magically beating a gnome. We Thavians would love that.
I'm having flashbacks to childhood right now.
There's no actual harm done to the gnome in this scenario, yes?
The more actual harm, the better it sells. And if there's two of you, we call this an eightful fight that we do. It doesn't say that.
We're not going to do any harm to our friend here.
Well, let's discuss that as we travel. And I am in your debt, she says to Yannick in particular.
You seem pretty good with a sword. What if he just beats the snot out of you?
Well, one, that wouldn't be possible, and two, that's not as exciting for the audience. It's all about the audience and showmanship. You clearly do not understand showmanship.
No, I'm not much of an entertainer.
It's about performance.
Yes, and the flourish.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Well, maybe someday I'll learn. I doubt it.
All right, I see horses off in the hills over there we need brought back as well. Let's see if we can get as much of these wagons as we can.
I think we all just stare at her.
Are
It's
those,
the energy
are those,
that I was getting.
are those your horses?
Those are my horses there.
Well, they probably respond to your voice really well.
Happy to help us get back on the road to Kaseer, and Galen will start going and gathering things up.
Okay.
Yes, he's very good at that.
Happily helps out. He gets the horses, takes a long time doing it by himself, but he gets all the horses attached to different wagons. And she says, all right, so if we can get each of you to a wagon and we'll follow, I'll take the lead. Just follow my tracks. And then you can have your horses just gently tied behind and we'll get this wagon train going.
As we're putting all the things together, Galen is certainly going back to the scene of the battle to check out the basilisk and the manticores if there's anything of value to harvest from them.
Okay.
Any like magical components or anything that's worth of value that could be sold or traded.
You don't think there's anything of value to be sold or traded, but you definitely grab more esoteric bits.
There we go.
For sure. All right, you guys then ride off, unless I'm hearing anything different, on wagons.
Can we have time for this?
I believe we're all going in the same direction.
We're going in the same direction, maybe
With the same
it sounds
guys.
like she knows Kaseer. She might be a little valuable.
If she doesn't slow us down. If she does, I kill her.
Jesus. What
I'm kidding.
What happens in Dave stays in Dave. Carahel can't see him here.
The closer we get to these
How many
blood
wagons
witches,
are
the
there?
more uncomfortable I am.
6 wagons?
And there are 7, 8 if you count happily.
I mean, we don't, but
No.
I mean, he is a set of hands, though.
on the ride, Galen will ride up next to you all and ask some of you.
But not all of you.
Well,
We're all in a
depending on
wagon.
who I
We all
can,
have our own
we're all in
wagon.
different wagons,
Yeah, it's
right?
kinda
So
weird.
riding up next, but we need to. Shouldn't we gather some information about the Blood Witch? He seems to know
Go
one.
talk to her.
It's not my specialty.
Meladine, my friends are speaking over there, and I figured you and I could have a bit of a conversation. I'm not one for the entertainment and much that your show is, but I imagine that your show has a name that you go by. Do you have a traveling band name that is your brand or your style that everyone knows to look for when they find signs about?
It's more of a private, smaller affair for more exclusive customers, but it's known as Meladine Slayers.
Yes, you're going to have to do a better name than that. I'll help you. I can come up with different ideas. What about Meladine's Mystic Marvels of Magnificence? It uses alliteration. It's the M's at the beginning of that. That's how it helps. It actually reminds me
So
of the
one
time.
person per wagon is how we're going to move.
Also, Meladine, since we're talking about certain things and titles, could you tell us a bit more about this Cairn Witch? You mentioned that she was a client of yours once, but now she seems to be a bit of a unsatisfied customer.
Not a customer, not a client, more of an annoyance and a hindrance.
A rival?
she would say no. I would say no for different reasons. She's all caught up in the politics of witchery, and I'm not privy to all of that, nor do I care. It's more so she is one to deal with some of the lesser races, and that does not ingratiate her to the rest of the blood witches. So she is sidelined, if you will, from some of their political escapades.
I see. So when you say the lesser races, she puts them in her employ.
She does, and that has brought her into conflict where I use some of these lesser races, and she has decided she wants some of these creatures for herself and has taken them from me, and it has been quite a pain. And there's not much I can do. And she seems to, once she gets a grip on me a couple times, she seems to know then where I am, and can find me with ease and can cause me trouble like the sandstorm last night.
Do you have any need to be rid of her, or would you consider it more of a friendly rivalry?
She looks around, far around to the horizon. She says, well, I see clear skies. I would very much enjoy her no longer being in Thave or in the world altogether. Why, is there something you can do about that? I've seen what you and your friends can do with sword and spell.
It's true. We are exceptionally skilled, and we come from great backgrounds of talent. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Zelda, Wizard of the Seventh Tower, Keeper of the Wind Spheres over the Thousand Isles, and I have been searching for other towers to be a part of. Certainly. I don't believe this Cairn Witch, if you described her, matches that description. However, there is always a need to strike down evil. And there's always a need to make sure that those in need of help receive it, as we did with you today. So if there is in fact a need that she is causing harm to yourself and to others below her that she believes, well, then there might be action that we may need to take.
She stops the wagon train with squealing tires on cement. Heroism? Am I hearing heroism?
Oh, yes. Not just heroism, guardianship. We are the guardians of Tabernary. And of the north lands of Fave. We have...
That dumpy city up north?
As I've been told. I haven't been there much myself, but I'm told that everyone here that I'm with is from there. I joined them in the mist down in Aircrin. It's a little fuzzy.
Because of the mist?
Well,
I rolled less than a 5.
things are obscure to me at that. But we are, in fact, quite the heroes. We do seek out those who would do harm in the world.
Then I would forever be in your debt.
Forever in our debt.
Well, not legally binding. You little scamp. You have the means and capability. I may not question it from what I've seen. You not only took out my expensive manticores, but 2 of those slippery serpents as well. They're no blood witch, but perhaps you could. I would be in your debt. I would also be remiss in saying I want nothing to do with this whatsoever.
I see. So you would prefer that she stay in her form and spell?
I would prefer me not to alert her, since she has a connection. There's a rumor that once a blood witch gets a taste of your blood, then he can sniff you out from miles away.
Oh dear.
And I have that sense.
You feel like you are being sniffed.
The road between Sarved and Kaseer, things tend to go wrong for me time and time and time again.
And have you ever encountered her or confronted her directly? You are certainly capable.
I'm not going to be tackling a blood witch, no. I had her and one of the Queen's Shades talk to me about 2 years ago. Threats, mockery, telling me that I owed her a coin or a first first offer on anything that I bring through for her to add to her menagerie, which I refused, and then the feud began after that. And feud, I mean, it's just torment and bullying constantly.
Do you happen to know where she might be? You mentioned she fell out with the Queen and out of the political sphere. I assume she's no longer in Kaseer.
She is not in Kaseer. She is near. I have a general idea. You're quite serious about this.
I feel that if she is in fact causing harm and evil and putting you out of your way, there should be no reason why we shouldn't intercede. I'm confident that Yannick in the wagon, 6 cars back from me, who can't hear a thing I'm saying, would agree with me.
Then we have a deal to make here. And we will stop there and get a break and come back a little bit to continue right after this. And we are back from break. Thanks so much again for joining us. If you'd like to help support the show, consider dropping by patreon.com/ingloriousbards. Just a few bucks certainly helps keep things going, the servers up, and get you access to some cool stuff like our after show where we talk about everything that we think has happened or what's going to happen and why we did what it is that we did, as well as some one-shots that we like to do every time there's a break between some sessions. We break out a one-shot where there's different game masters putting something together. What was our last one-shot?
Was it mine?
I think it was yours, Jeremy.
Yeah, we did. What was it called? Mazes.
Was it kobolds?
It was the. Oh no!
It was kobolds. Kobolds
was the last one.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. Everyone got to be kobolds, which was great. I would love to see them somehow incorporated in the campaign. That would be fantastic. All right. Let's go ahead and get back to the adventure here, and you are on the wagon, and it is the 6-wagon train with horses trailing has come to a stop, and you are trying to negotiate with Meladine here, Zaldor.
That's right.
No fee, no price, nothing asked. You just will end this blood witch who's been plaguing me for over a year.
We will certainly try. There might need for supplies, perhaps, depending on the travel requirements or the items needed to procure. But I will tell you that most everything I keep in my pouches of my vest, and we all carry our weapons with us, and we pack rations as well. So we're not unequipped by any means. Depending again on how far she is. We're planning on traveling to Kaseer at this moment, but where is this Karen witch that you know of? Do you have any ideas?
I have some idea. She has harassed me in the past and taken some of my more interesting warriors and gladiators under her domain and took them up north here from the road. I would estimate she's somewhere within a day and a half from here. She points out to some from here to some mountains far off in the distance over to here, and more of the mountains far off in the distance.
Not exactly from Thave, and again, as we travel through, how would we know if we are closer than not? Is there any levels of detection that you could determine?
The worst way the only way really, I think, is to be found. You might ask if you run into some other locals that might have run into her. But the most common way to say would be to be found, and the worst way for that would be to be found by one of her agents. I do not believe she has any of the Queen Shade under her domain any longer, but perhaps you could catch a distant dust storm. They are known for using their storms to find and seek out. They're the storms of their eyes and their ears.
I've seen a couple of those, or some red sand storms. Yes. Certainly been aware of those.
There's smaller ones that can be more focused, larger ones that can be done by some of the smaller blood witches. And then every so often there's a massive one. And that one is from the Queen herself. I haven't seen one of those ever. I've heard tales.
Is there a way to hide from these?
Yannick has joined us.
I was just walking by.
So you're Yannick.
and I heard
Now
you
I put
talking
a
about
face
that.
to the name. Oh, good.
What are you guys talking about?
We're going to defeat the Karn Witch. who
Why
has
would
been
we do
plaguing
that?
Meladine. She.
Who?
This is Meladine.
Nice to meet you.
Of Meveline's mystic, marvelous acts. Of
Slayers.
marvelous. We'll find it. It's almost there. This is apparently her show, but she's been constantly plagued and attacked by this Karn Witch, who has done no good to her whatsoever, and apparently works with or enslaves what she referred to as a weaker races. So again, not a good person in any way. So I have offered, as heroes that we are, and guardians in Navarre and Tabernary, as I'm told, that we will take out the Karn Witch.
What?
We will dispatch with the evil that she is.
What?
And you got here just in time to find out where she is.
We all. One moment. We already
Ow,
have
ow,
some
ow.
things that we're doing.
A quick side wagon,
Yeah.
please.
We're already in the middle of some things.
Yes. We're in the middle of Thave, in the middle of the desert, in the middle of a wagon train on its way to Kaseer, in the middle of a negotiation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but we're headed to Kaseer for a
Yes.
reason. And now we're going to go somewhere else?
Well, perhaps the somewhere else is part of the reason that we're going to Kaseer. I understand there's a great threat, a great danger that's out there, but this is also apparently a very great threat. And there's a chance that this threat, who has fallen out of political favor with the Ash Queen herself, might prove to be a valuable source of information in how to get to said Ash Queen and perhaps find further corruption.
How would that... You think she's going to cooperate with us?
That I don't know, but I do believe that there might be some information gathered by speaking to or defeating again this evil witch.
Don't we already have 6 other evil witches that we're working with, or against, fighting, dealing with?
I don't entirely know.
I don't like this at all.
Well, your opinion is noted.
Thank you. That's all I wanted. And I walk away.
As the newest member of this group, I feel like I am in charge.
Leadership is all about the flourish.
I just want my objection to be on the record, that's all.
Noted.
They've written it down. Yannick objects. There we are. Strongly objects. I'm going to add that. Parentheses.
Maybe even emphatically.
I'll underline it so that'll help. There we are. Much noting of objections.
It's a penis picture of you with a dick on your head.
Right? Yannick objects.
In the level of prioritization, Yannick, I believe this would defer more to your expertise. Perhaps the Karn Witch would be a situation handled best after our time in Kaseer. Unless you feel that approaching it before Kaseer, according to Meladine, she mentioned that she's approximately 2 days-ish in the mountain directions.
I think we should talk to everybody else before we decide.
Sidewagon. Getting a little wagon.
Wagon Inception. Yep.
We have been asked to help defeat the Karn Witch who has been plaguing Meladine. I believe it's a wonderful idea, as we are heroes and guardians, as I told her as much, and this would be a very heroic thing to do.
You told her that we're what?
The guardians, as I was told. guardians of the Tabernary.
When you told her that we're them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
As we are them, yes? I have a deception of 0. Believe that's the appropriate name that we give ourselves. And as such, as heroes that go and do heroic things and make sure that we end evil in its way and to free what she referred to as potentially a lesser race, I feel that this would be...
What's a lesser race?
I did not ask. I didn't ask for clarification, but it is races that Meladine doesn't seem to work with and other blood witches don't seem to surround themselves by, which may work to our favor, because that means that this Karn witch is not in favor with the Ash Queen or the other blood witches. She may perhaps even work with us to get into Kaseer if we decide to.
So are we killing her
first.
or are we joining her?
I don't think it's a good idea to join with a blood witch. As I understand, they are quite evil.
Do we need to involve ourselves with another blood witch?
Dear Hemlock.
That was not
that was
us.
Come on!
Hemlock. Was that Gaggy? Is it behind
Yes,
you? Is
that's
it
Gaggy.
Gaggy, you do
Put
quite
that thing
the
on a leash.
ventriloquist. I feel that as heroes, we need to be heroic. And when there is a call for help, we should be ones who answer it.
It's hard to be heroic when you're dead.
Yeah, what's this? What's in this for us?
That's what Gordon wants to know.
I don't... Who's...
Yeah,
Where's Gordon?
so that's the second point. Can we please stop fucking telling everybody who we are?
I don't find any reason in not telling people who we are.
No.
Should know that if I am Zaldor,
You-
Wizard of the Seventh Tower,
find
and Keeper of the Wind Spheres,
no reason to
excuse
keep
me,
our identity
Keeper of the
secret.
Wind Spheres over the Thousand Isles.
In a hostile land, from people who are quite possibly going to want to kill us when they find out what we're trying to do. Little subtlety might go a long way here.
There is nothing understandable that you just said. Subtlety is not part of the wizard's way of Zaldor. Though I do feel that keeping ourselves safe and protected is good, there is also something to be said about integrity. And speaking the words of truth, because the words of
what do you
truth
think?
are power.
On the name thing, Yannick.
I do not like deception,
Yeah.
but there are times where subtlety is appropriate and needed.
Well, I disagree. Flourish.
You should underline it.
I'm going to note that down. I disagree.
Please note your disagreements down.
Subtlety.
Thank you. Put it
Weighing
right
on a
beside
wang.
my objection.
Strong objection from Yannick.
Emphatic, even.
Underlines against going after the Karn Witch.
Hemlock,
Yes.
do you feel it's
That's Poncho.
Poncho?
What's
know,
your idea
That's
with the
actually
names?
quite fun to say. Poncho.
Poncho the Pistolero.
Poncho the Pistolero. Like it. It's got a ring to it.
Yes. What?
Poncho, do you think it's wise to walk into Kaseer, the seat of the Blood Witch's power, and announce ourselves to anybody we might meet?
Oh, of course not.
Well, can you try to drill it into some of their heads?
It's just a one. And how do you fight with a crazy old wizard?
Yes.
But yeah, I'll try. Maybe if we start calling him something, he'll pick it up.
What if just for fun, and just temporarily, all we did was we reversed the letters in your name. So you're still Zaldor, but temporarily you're Rodlaz. Rodlaz the wizard.
But I'm not Road Lads.
This don't think this is the most important thing we should be discussing right now. Should we be going after another Blood Witch who's not even affiliated with Kaseer any longer? I don't know much about these lands. I don't know much about these Blood Witches, but from what I've heard, what I've seen, what we've seen from their assassins, we're not going to get this Karn Witch to side with us.
Tick tock, Callie
And if she has
says we're on a
stadium full of gladiators, that also doesn't sound like a great fight we should put ourselves in the middle of.
No, it just gets us in the gate. That's all.
In the gate?
She has free access to Kaseer. She walks right in.
The Blood Witch, I thought, was not affiliated.
No, I'm sorry. Melody.
Oh, yeah. I'm on board with that. Of course.
We already had a way to get in the door.
Possibly. We don't know what we're facing. But I say we go to Kaseer, sort that out before we go after any other non-affiliated Blood Witches.
I agree. I vote in favor of straight to Kaseer.
Unless we can turn this other witch to our advantage in some way.
How would we do that?
She seems to be on the outs. She may be desperate for allies. I don't know. Doesn't seem appealing to me, though, either. I'd say this other Blood Witch seems like a distraction.
We cannot ally with Blood Witches. There's no sense in that.
No. You're right. There's not.
How much time is left from what Callie and Varro gave us?
Approximately 1 week or last spring.
That's actually accurate. She was she didn't know. She didn't know much.
But she did know this.
Blacking, love you.
Whatever happened to him?
I just think out of all the things we're doing, do anything based on what Callie and Varro says seems like the least.
We're here because of what she said, though.
We're here because of what Gegi said. We're here because an omen dragon seemed to give weight to what she said. She, as we stood there, those of us who were up on that tower and stood there, she seemed like the most confused person up there. She said things like, it's either going to happen in a couple weeks or it already happened. And I don't know how many times when we stood up there, she says, I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm not really sure what this is. I'm not really sure what the next thing is.
Clairvoyance is a fickle mistress, as there are many threads to what the future could hold. Even ours has been written differently from when it began.
Well, that's what I mean. I feel like she was reading tea leaves and making guesses as much as anything. The only person of us who even knew of her before we went up there was you, Yannick. Every time you talked to her, you talked about her as someone that you did not trust much further than you could throw her. You blamed her half for Giri's death. I feel like I blame her half for Dash. For Thon.
Yet we are.
Half of what she said was she sounded more confused about what she was talking about.
Wow, you make good points. Sorry, go ahead.
Keep baking them.
Yeah.
We follow the steps in front of us, but I'm not going to take her for gospel on anything.
No, but here we are halfway around the world on a task that she has sent us on. Heading towards the capital city of a bunch of evil blood witches who want nothing more than to murder, maim, and destroy us.
We're here to see this task through. That's our purpose.
What task?
We have to uncover what evil Callian Varro said was growing here, and hopefully we can prevent a future catastrophe with the dagger she gave us. That's our mission. That's our purpose.
Do we not know that we already did that? We went to the town that everything pointed us to. You broke the thing that was messing up that town. What's the next step that we know of in that?
We know this isn't it. The mayor's journals clearly said they took part of the stones that fell away.
So now we're chasing that rock. Is that what we're doing? I mean, I'm just trying to get it clear what we're doing because it hasn't been made clear to me. I wasn't there when that thing was read. Is that what we're doing? We're chasing the rest of that rock?
I still have the journal here.
Is that what we're doing? We're chasing the rest of that rock.
No,
Yes.
Read and make your own decisions.
We are on our way to Kaseer to end the corruption that was infecting Thave and may potentially affect Navarre.
All right, so why would we go this way? So let's go chase the rock, if that's what we're doing. Let's stay on task.
Well, I again offer that we are heroes. And as such, when there is a call for help, we answer.
We are answering a call for help.
There may be more than one call.
Did she ask for your help?
As per se, no.
Okay, so there's not a call for help, so I guess we're going forward.
She did in fact indicate that she was plagued. She mentioned she was certainly bothered. The Blood Witch works with, she referred to as lesser race that appeared to be some sort of a servant of hers, but no, she's not.
A slave keeper and a brutal woman is mildly inconvenienced, and that's our problem.
Bothered, I think was the word.
Well, we're heroes.
So we kill people who bother people we don't know?
Well, I never said kill.
We deal with a blood witch who is bothering a slave keeper. That's what heroes do.
When you put it like that, Galen, sounds very inconvenient.
Kaseer, then.
Yeah, we go to Kaseer, and if we need to deal with this Karn witch after.
Just the name of this Karn witch. Did I ever hear Dash say that name?
No.
Okay. Yeah, then I don't care about it.
And so, all voting for Kaseer, then.
I just want us to have an idea what it is we're trying to do and stay on that target.
Well, every road we travel may have trails to travel as well.
That sounded profound, but I don't know what it means.
Well, you were saying to stay on target, but
We'll try.
targets change. Conditions change.
Yannick, what say you? What's your votes?
Emphatic vote.
Have it underlined that you strongly object.
But there is a blood witch within a day who may be vulnerable, causing havoc, killing people.
God damn it, he's doing 12 Angry Men right now.
I'm doing all 12 of them!
Change my vote.
The blood witch didn't kill anyone. She set the slaves free. From our vantage point, that's a noble deed, is it not?
Do you really believe that this blood witch is a noble creature?
I believe it's out of our way and the clock is ticking and our objective lies in Kaseer.
You know what would happen now?
I object less emphatically now than I did before, but
Normally, this is where Christopher would chime in and cut right to the core of things.
yeah.
Fuck off.
Gigi, what do you think?
I think that
You should fuck off.
we should stay on task. This nonsense with another blood witch who's not affiliated with Kaseer does not seem important.
Yeah, I'd hate for us to just, every time we hear the name of a blood witch, go chasing after everyone. If all of them are bad, every time we run into someone on the road, they go, hey, there's a blood witch, and it's mean. And we go, oh, well, let's go after that one. There's the cave blood witch. It's super mean. It's south of the road.
We'd eventually run out of blood witches, which would be good.
Or run out of us.
Which would be bad.
Write
catching
that down. Underline.
You could also write down good and circle it.
Zaldor, you mentioned before that we should head to Kaseer first.
Yes. Well, there does not appear to be any timeline difference between the two, other than the fact that this Darn Witch is currently and maliciously and even recently attacking the Melody, who we're currently traveling with.
By that logic, we're never going to get any task done if everyone who cries for help, we try to help.
Isn't that a task in its own?
Stop looking at me when you say those things.
Let's just go.
But Zaldor is right.
What is in it for us?
Change my emphatic no to a tentative yes.
And we cast anonymous votes again.
What is in it for us if we do deal with this Karn Witch? And by deal with, we all know that we would have to kill it.
Then the blood witches are more weakened.
But
We have
she is not affiliated with the hierarchy of the blood witches in Kaseer, correct?
She's outside the
There's a falling out that she had.
I don't.
As it was mentioned to me, she is not in political favor. Does not mean she is not in power.
Does not mean she's weakened.
I'm going to Kaseer.
I'm going to have you down for a no then. Galen is against.
We don't know Galen. Gordo's against.
Sorry, Gordon is against.
The threat is not
We don't.
some random blood witch in the hills. It's whatever was in that grove, that corruption that we experienced, the one that took over that old man and that horse whose head I had to chop off.
You chopped a man's head off?
Yeah, you weren't there.
Did not
for
get
that.
this story.
And a horse.
A horse? That's worse.
I remember it very clearly.
Hey, DM question.
Mhm.
GM boss man. Just from my conversations I had with Dash, looking at the map of Thave that wonderfully is up on my screen right now, do I have any idea about what part of the country of Thave that Dash was from? Very roughly.
Dash was in the Kaseer region for his. He has two warrens. One was in Sarved and one was in Kaseer. The latest one was in Kaseer before he left. Dave.
In unaffiliated blood witch territory.
That's just yeah. I'm with Galen.
That is Jericho also in the against column.
I haven't officially announced my name as Jericho in this particular area.
The
I haven't taken a side on that.
unnamed Bard is against.
Call me Nomi.
Nomi is against.
But we don't know you.
What? Puns.
Well, if you ask me, I say we
We're
should.
not.
Oh,
My goodness, Jericho.
Jericho.
What?
Jeez.
Don't be
Vern,
mean to Apley.
What the?
That's my job.
I'm just saying that technically no one had.
What was your opinion, Apley?
thank you.
Shut up, please.
He
happily.
straightens his tunic. I think it's wise if we do not go after this blood witch whatsoever. So I'm in agreement there. But we should go north and return back to Navarre at once.
All right. Anyways,
Oh. Can you put me down in feedingly for whatever?
Fleetingly, happily is written down as.
he just gets added onto my vote.
Oh,
He looks down sad.
Happily, you really want to go home, huh?
Yana gets an extra half a vote now.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Happily, you never vote for third-party candidates. Okay.
It's a waste of votes.
Don't Ross Perot it.
The Green Party, I swear. The time has come.
Ranked choice voting. Well, it appears that the majority of the party wishes to continue to Kaseer. And I am honestly of two minds about it, but not such a mind to try to argue it further against the logic presented.
All right. Well, if this were a democratic vote style, as they do in Tabernary, I will declare this one as a win for the against column. We will not be going after the Karn Witch, and we will instead continue with Meladine as her entourage of the mystical, magical, marvelous, magnificent menagerie
You need to keep
of Meladine's
workshopping.
traveling tents. We're getting there. And I will let her know that we will continue to travel along with her and disappoint her greatly.
You tell her sitting alone with her in the wagon, and she says, well, that's rather disappointing. You
Greatly
left quite
disappointed.
confident and quite heroic. This isn't the heroism I was led to believe that you had, Zaldor.
I do not have the influence I once expected to have. Perhaps I need a bigger hat.
But instead of influence,
Hang on, that's a good one.
that's going to be a thing. Perhaps instead of influence, do you have the power? The power to do this yourself?
Myself, as Wizard of the Seventh Tower,
Perhaps
Keeper of the Wind Spheres,
the hero is inside you all along.
over the Thousand Isles.
Power over the Cairn Witch to handle it yourself, or perhaps power over your associates to bind them to your will.
I would certainly love to think of your ideas. However, we do not work in the witchcraft ways of binding others to our will. That's not the wizard's form.
It has worked well for me, and she kicks at shackles at her feet.
Yes, well, when in Thave, I suppose, but we're not from Thave. We have a democratic vote style, and everyone has an equal share of votes for decision-making as we go through.
Except Tapley.
There was a time in Tabernary where there was a mayor and another man who wanted to be mayor. This is how things work in Tabernary. When there are people who want to be in charge, they share tasks and they go back and forth. And not just a fortnight ago, we were a part of a very interesting political intrigue story where there was a mayor who was in charge and everyone followed him in his ways, and there was
She moves the wagon on,
Len was the name of the man, and he went through.
and she moves the wagon train on disappointedly.
Then he was shot. It's terrible.
And you guys ride off east, continuing on this wagon train. She is not the happiest of customers, but isn't rude to you at all, Zaldor, as the journey continues. You guys head east. Unless there's anything unusual, you guys camp for the night and break out a cozy cabin. Melodine says, well, this is quite interesting.
Yes, well, we are not quite the ruffians we may so often look like. We do still keep ourselves in great shape when possible.
I assume a mage with your power could create an extension for a lady for a bit of privacy?
Oh, what dangerous things assumptions may be. I'm afraid not. This is the coziest of cozy cabins, and you are welcome to sleep right here next to the fire whenever you're comfortable.
Or you can stay outside and be private.
Well, manners, I see, are not big here amongst the group. I will enjoy the cozy fire then. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Happily, bring in my stuff, please. And she starts to order him around. He looks at you, Yannick.
Don't do it.
He just
Don't you be
this slow
suckered in by her.
You guys,
Her wily ways.
you guys rest and
I'd
are
like
all,
to do something during the night.
and are all healed up. Yes,
Yeah, good. Is Melodine sleeping in the cabin?
yes.
Exploit vulnerabilities.
I'd like to get Hemlock's attention and point outside.
Whippoorwill.
I'm outside already, like on
You're out?
guard
Okay.
duty.
I'll just go join you on guard duty then.
Galen. Or Gordon.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's a slaver.
Yeah.
She's not
Of
a
a
good
sort.
person. We don't really need her. We've got the wagons. We've got a writ of trade.
No.
This deal's getting really bad for her.
If you're thinking about what I think you're thinking about, don't.
If we let
Do not
her
cross that
walk,
line.
what does she do to others?
We're just traveling together. We are in a strange land. They do things differently here.
I don't like the sound of that. How can we look the other way when we know what she's doing?
Just look the other way.
What if it was
Literally.
what if it was Dash in one of those cages? What if it was Jericho that she was having getting beat down at every show? Would we let her walk away?
So you want to
then?
murder her?
He's like, Jericho?
It's what she deserves.
She hasn't done anything to us.
Think of all the harm she's caused in this
How many
world.
evil people have we ran across? How many bad people have we ran across?
We've killed most of them.
And a couple of nice ones, too. I'm sorry. In my cabin.
Yeah, you're not able to get
Don't-
outside.
We can't.
He steps outside to join in.
I know this sounds weird coming from me, but we can't just murder her. Be done with it. We've not actually seen her do anything wrong.
She's admitted to all kinds of wrong things.
Of housing manticores.
No, enslaving them. Enslaving her gladiators. They weren't free. She
And the
had them shackled
gladiators
in
have been around
cages.
for hundreds and hundreds of years.
If it was you in that cage, would you want me to free you and take her
She
out?
has nobody in cages right
She will.
now. How?
Oh, this is her whole enterprise. She that first opportunity, she's going to buy more
We don't know-
flesh to do with as
We
she
don't know
wills.
what we're walking into going to Kaseer. She could be of some use.
She's evil.
Yep. But let's use her for what we can. And if you still want to dispose of her after that, feel free.
She doesn't walk away.
Okay, that's fine. But not right now.
When the time comes, want your word.
I won't stop you, but I'm not going to promise to help you.
Galen walks away.
And Hemlock shakes his head, knowing that Galen's changed and not knowing exactly how to feel about it or how to talk to him about it.
Darkness.
All right. You wake up the next morning and travel. You get closer and closer heading east down this road, passing by another wagon train going in the opposite direction, loaded with goods and trade. Meladine quickly checks in for any news, but not much is said. They say the road is safe. You continue on past some ruins of a small town that's left behind, just so those clay structures that are left and all dilapidated. There's a couple people there that are stopped. It's around 3-4 o'clock. You guys want to stop there, or do you want to press on? She says the city is maybe a day and a half away.
I keep going at 3 o'clock.
Is that the plan?
I'd say, yeah, I'll keep going.
Just the idea is just to get straight to Kaseer, right?
No, if it's another, yeah, I mean, eventually, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you mean they'll stop at the ruined town?
Yeah. There's some other merchants and stuff. They're like maybe 3 different groups camping there.
Oh, we could.
Let's stay here.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys camp. Do you want to make it secretive and use slightly uncomfortable, uncozy, dilapidated house, half house, 3/4 walled ruins, or do you want to make it a cozy camp?
We should keep a low profile here.
No.
Can we also camp in the, or, roll out bedrolls and stuff in the wagons?
You can.
Make a little, like, wagon,
Or
circle of wagons.
underneath them's nice sometimes.
Yeah.
Keeps those off.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I slept in a wagon. I've had the cabin for quite some time.
You'll be all right.
All right.
I want to take a moment and just ask Meladine, as
You guys are setting up camp here, and you walk up to Meladine.
You have to make your own
I
fire.
heard about these like ghosts that the blood witches can send that like look like ghosts of your own past. Is that a thing they do?
I haven't heard of this. What have you heard?
Just that they can like send something that looks like it would look like us on that fight up on the hill fighting the manticores, like of your own past, like to, I don't know, to scare you or reach out to you or something like that.
I have heard of something like that. The eyes of the queen is what I've heard. She has people skilled in magic that can reach out and communicate, and sometimes uses illusionary magic to connect with people and can communicate. And I believe literally an eye, like an eye reaches out to talk. It's quite strange and mystical. I hear it comes directly from the queen. I don't know if there's truth to it.
Does she use that like to reach out to like her friends or her enemies or like, any idea?
I don't know. I've heard it's...
Could you roll a lore check?
I've heard it's something done to taunt and torment. I've heard it's done to provide guidance through a dark night. I've heard different stories, but it all has to do with ghost illusions. That's what you
That's
reminded
cool. I
me.
hope to see something like that sometime. It sounds super cool.
I do not.
You don't? Why not?
The more mundane, clear skies, warmer weather, actually, would be appreciated.
You traveled with manticores. You weren't looking for mundane.
When you travel with manticores all day long, mundane is a treat.
That doesn't seem your style.
And that may be why I enjoy your company so much.
That might be. I am the plainest of people. I like. Did you see me cast a spell? You did not see fire come out of my fingers or a weapon in my hand.
I didn't see you much at all in the battle. What do you are? You are one of the squires. You are with
That's
Hapley.
what I just help out.
All right.
Really, my whole job is to make them better.
I see. I see what they put you and Hapley through, and I appreciate your sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm a helper. That's just me.
Good.
So they
Could
just
you
call.
help bring
He's
my
Hapley,
stuff
I'm just
into
a-
this room here? My cushions, please.
I can't. No, I can only help them.
Oh.
It's a contractual thing.
Well, then I shall get my squire to help me.
All right.
Oh, happily. He comes running excitedly.
Get back here!
Oh, I was almost treated right for a second.
Don't help her!
And you guys set up some camp. I'm curious, speaking of happily, does he ever take a watch? Is he one of the watch people?
No. He will watch with Yannick.
Okay.
So at the same time. And they do, that is a time where they talk about Carahel and other religious meditative practices during that time.
All right.
So it's part of his education.
You guys camp for the night. Something interesting does happen that night.
Dun, dun, dun.
During one of your watches, there are 6 then by my count.
Oh yeah, we make Zaldor do first watch.
From inside the cabin, just looking
No,
out.
no cabin. No cabin.
Well, you can
That's
do it.
right.
No cabin tonight.
You can take 2 watches since you missed so many.
Suck it, Zaldor.
Something interesting does happen during a watch, and I don't know which watch it is, and we're going to let Derek decide by picking a number between 1 and 6. Derek?
Roll a die.
5, so 4 during Galen's watch.
Oh, dear.
Something interesting happens. Also, we need a late hero point given out by Derek as well. Who gets a hero point? And it cannot be who's on watch.
Damn it.
You already have 2, don't you?
Chris Yannick gains the hero point from Derek.
A late one, too.
As this
Thank you.
interesting thing is happening, one of the things I wanted to do on my watch,
Justice for Yannick.
or actually wait until Meladine had fallen asleep, was identify the scrolls in that scroll case I picked up from the wreckage. So whenever that opportunity comes up, I'm trying to do that.
Okay, you get out the scroll case. They are not scrolls. They are business requests and dealings. So it has lists of some names and some coin amounts. So you essentially don't have to roll for anything dealing with her business. As things come up, you can just know dollar figures and names as necessary.
Awesome.
And she has talked and been remiss about or disappointed that it got lost in the sand. Since I'm assuming you're lying your butt off and not in any way
100%.
engaging. All right. Well, speaking of your butts, something interesting happens in that during your watch outside, and you guys are sleeping under wagons.
Yeah.
All right. Meladine is not. She's inside with some cushions. So I have like the wagon surrounding some ruined type thing. The wind starts to kick up and a big breeze starts to blow. And some of the flaps of maybe some of the other merchants and the other bits of the ruins, their little awnings start to flap and snap loudly in the wind.
It's the witches.
And then you can hear a rumble of thunder coming from the east. And as you stand up and move around a little bit to get a better look, you can see lightning strike to the east and to the northeast and to the north by northeast and to the southeast and the south by southeast. Lots of lightning and more thunder and more thunder. It is clear it is getting closer, this electrical storm, and it is clear that it is massive. The whole eastern horizon is lit up with lightning and storm, and every so often the lightning strike, you can make out the little bit of a reddish tinge of this massive dust storm coming this way, the likes of which you have never seen before.
Oof. All right. How far away is it? Roughly.
Couple miles.
Oh, so it's not that far off at all. Okay. Is this the thunder waking up anybody else in the group?
Sure.
Okay.
Whoever wants to other than Zaldor may wake up.
You get to.
Yannick would be awake.
Good.
at
Yeah,
the-
I would wake up Hemlock.
All right.
And Gaggy as well.
2 shifts.
Does anybody? I mean, obviously, it feels like we should look for some more substantial shelter. It's headed right towards us.
I think Zaldor's cozy cabin might hold up to this.
This is a very large storm.
Either way, we have to find
If
cover.
that's the big lady looking for us, there is the danger that she saw right through his invisibility, and that big blob of magic also could be like a ring-a-ding-ding, here we are.
So what would you suggest?
Could also be another dust storm from the Cairn Witch.
Well, it's really big.
I don't know what she's
well,
capable of.
Yeah, I don't either.
So I will try to determine if this feels like a natural storm or something supernatural or occult in nature.
All right, make a nature or a occult -2.
Okay. Occult -2 would be 12 plus 18 is 30.
You are confident this is magic for sure of a large scale. Divination magic. Correction. What did you roll?
30.
Ooh, that's not
a
bad.
little-
That is not bad. Divination and
Cast by someone left-handed.
movement magic.
Divination and movement.
Zaldor, wake up.
Hasn't.
Zaldor,
Yeah.
get up.
Okay.
We're in
This-
trouble.
Oh, I don't feel trouble.
There's
happened?
a storm, Zaldor, and this isn't natural. This is somebody seeking out something. I believe this is based in divination and some kind of motor movement type of magic. I feel like we should probably be hiding right about now.
Do you have anything that will protect us from scrying?
Oh
Zaldor.
dear. Let me look through my book real quick. Let's see. I can remove all visibility and make us completely disappear with my invisible sphere of wind. However, if it is magically penetrating, I cannot confirm whether or not that works or not. I don't believe so.
You said this is coming from so basically all the eastern directions.
Correct.
Which is towards Kaseer. It's coming to us from the direction of Kaseer.
Down the road.
Can we outrun it? Does it look like we can outrun it?
You wait a little bit and try judging it. It appears to be getting closer. It depends on where you want to go. If you want to go back to Sarved, no.
Well, we don't want to go back to Sarved. It's coming from Sarved?
No.
Coming from
coming from
Kaseer.
Kaseer.
Coming from the east.
Well, I just say let's climb in the wagons and ride it out.
This is magic. It's
We're not going to get away from a storm that big.
divination. We may not be able to avoid it, but we should try.
How do you outrun a storm?
I'm not saying we outrun it. I'm saying maybe we try to hide. Are there? Maybe we can quickly check with some of the locals. Maybe does anybody know if there's a warren around here? Maybe we could get underground.
As looking at the other people that are there. what are
Hold
they?
on. Hold that thought. I don't want to lose that thought. But that was a great thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Zaldor has a light bulb moment.
Ah! Well, that's an interesting concept. Let me look around a bit. Weirdly enough, Zaldor is a book wizard. He's been in a tower. He's worked with a lot of old languages. Old Byzerin is one that he reads and speaks. He speaks Jutes and has learned that one. He actually learns Nordric from Iveron, and he even speaks Old Queen because of some of the way the tomes work from Calavier. Never had to, never thought about it, but he can also discern and read symbols in Yosoki suddenly.
Suddenly.
We have that in common.
And can understand when he hears Yosoki language and even speak it.
Weird.
Zaldor kind of checks the ruins real quick for what he would consider to be the safe harbor markings.
You instantly find a marking within seconds of looking.
Follow me. And Zaldor goes towards the markings, follows the directions it's there, and presses the stone or finds the entryway.
There's a small entryway that will require some wiggling to get inside, but there is a secretive little entrance to an underground tunnel that disappears down into the darkness in amongst this ruin that Meladine is rising up from.
She's coming out of?
No, she's rising up in the room, from her cushions.
Uh-huh.
In a wagon. This way. Everyone, this way.
Do we bring the others?
We could certainly call to them if they're not already here.
While that's going on, Yannick's I'm gonna scout it out, just the entrance, make sure it's safe for everyone.
Once I see that, because I speak Yosoki, and if I see that, I would, and I'm small, I fit, I would probably be going down in there a little faster than would be comfortable for Yannick.
All right, Jericho's first. Yeah, Yannick has to wiggle in. He's got to do like Fashard first and then get in. And
Jericho, tell them we seek aid in the name of the refugee Yosoki from Tabernary. Use Dash's name if needed.
Jericho drops down in. We skipped Seth.
What are the other people, these other travelers, doing? How are they reacting to the storm?
Yeah, they are trying to batten down the hatches, if you will. They are taking any kind of covering they can, putting it over any ruin building that they're casually inhabiting and putting it over doors or putting it over windows and trying to make it as dust storm proof as possible. And they're in a quick panic. They see this is pretty bad.
Okay. Okay, I'll leave them to that then.
Okay.
And then I follow the others down into Warren.
All right, Jericho, you drop down into the darkness, and you have vision of a type.
I got low light vision.
All right. Who has light to make the low light work?
I have a torch.
Yeah, Yannick on his way in can light a torch.
All right.
I can light a torch.
All right. Jericho has a torch lit after some time. By the time you get your torch lit, a Fashard slides down the tunnel behind you, and you leave.
What have you found?
You?
You leave Yannick behind and go down this tunnel a bit and see it breaks off into a small, medium Yosoki size, but small chamber that has some rotted bedroll type things, crappy hay things, some crude hay pillows that have been left to rot there for some time, and then there's several more tunnels that branch out from there.
About how big is that room? How many people would fit in that little space of our people?
It would be slightly smaller than the cozy cabin, but not by much.
Okay, so my group could fit there?
Yeah.
All right.
Not standing, all of them.
No, that's fine. Just physically could fit in
Yes.
there. All right, I'm going to call to Yannick. Yannick, there's a space here that y'all can fit, and then I'm going to turn around and look at the paths and just try to see if there's been any indication of any recent... Like, look for little dash footprints.
Okay. Make a survival roll.
I will do so.
Gegi would probably be pretty... They are very small.
Yeah.
So they probably would have gone in right with...
Save.
Right with Jericho. So
Yeah.
if Gegi can help at all with that.
Okay.
6. That's not my thing, okay?
All right,
I got
and
things,
Gegi
and that's
look
not
for
one of them.
tracks.
There's critical tracks that Jericho's stepping on and getting out of the way so we can find tracks.
As we all get into the space, Galen will start calling out in Yosoki. We seek aid, we mean no harm. We seek aid, we mean no harm.
Okay. The group, who's last to go in? Hemlock, as you go in, the wind is howling like crazy.
Oh, where did Melody, did she come down with us?
Yeah, she says, I'm no fool. And
Yeah.
she jumps in with sword and, not shield, sword and cushion. And you're in last, and again, the wind is howling it crazy. The sand is blasting. You have to put a little bandana thing over your mouth to not breathe it all in, and then you're able to drop in and then close this little secret passage behind you. You can still hear some of the howling wind and see a little bit and feel a little bit come through, but you're feeling pretty secure.
The screams that still haunt me.
Yeah.
Geggy, what were you doing?
Also wanting to look for tracks and try to gauge how long it's been since any of the Yosoki have been here.
Okay, you may make a survival roll as well.
24.
Well, the 24, you believe it's probably been maybe around 5 to 10 years since anyone's been here. You do check out a couple of these small tunnels and find one that does have access to some barrels of water that are miraculously, and you believe slightly magically, kept well, and the water is clean, that have been set and stored off. There's also some crates that were set up for some Yosoki food, but that magic apparently did not hold, and it is rotten in a mess.
I let Galen in particular, who's calling out, know. It's been a long time since anybody's been here. I don't know if we need to keep calling out. So.
Thank you, Geggy.
Yeah.
Wind continues to howl, and it almost makes this whistling sound coming through the tiniest of crevice from the secret up the little tunnel. And grows louder and louder and louder.
Is this the only entrance into the warren?
Yeah, it branches off a little bit, but it doesn't go too far. So there's maybe half a dozen rooms that are in various states of disrepair.
So we could have saved everybody.
This watch. Yeah, and it continues to howl and grow louder and louder and louder. And then there is a different kind of sound as you hear a slight banging sound not too far away. Whoever is...
I would have stayed next to the door.
Okay,
yeah,
next to the door, then you absolutely...
The door for sure.
Here, well, only one person can fit in that narrow tunnel.
So where it goes into the big room,
yep.
I'm taking a position inside that room there.
Gotcha. All right, you hear a banging sound and hear some raspy voices, and it seems like someone is trying to search around inside that ruined room.
Okay.
And are searching.
I just motion to everybody. I motion to Galen to zip it no noise.
We're hiding in the prancing pony.
All right. As you do that, you hear a banging and a thud that gets closer and closer. You hear a bit of some sort of argumentative, and then another bang that creates a bit of a hollow sound just inches from you on the little secret door. I see Hemlock grimacing over there.
Back up a little bit and have both guns drawn.
Can you instead do the professional and take the pistol and move it on the side of the door? Right? Right where it needs to go. All right. And then you see movement around. There's a little bit of freakish red light, I forgot to mention, that comes through. And you see movement and disruption as someone is trying to find a way in and make this door work. As that happens, Zaldor feels the earth beneath you move. And you jump off, and a trap door underneath you flaps open, a wooden trap door. And a pink robed gnome young man pops out. And he starts to cough. Oh, it's so dusty.
I know, and crab. I can barely even get my hat in here. Standing up without a wrinkle.
And he looks you up at the hat and he says, are you Zaldor of the Seventh Tower, keeper of the air spheres of the Thousand Isles?
Yes, I am.
He says, "Oh," and he does a bow. "I am Apprentice Wizard Maeus. I am here on behalf of the Wizards of Selection. Oh, right. Come with me if you want to live." And he points down to his trap door.
I've always needed to hear those words. Zaldor stands himself up as much as possible, lifts his knees, and jumps into the hole behind Apprentice Wizard Maeus.
And we will stop there for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us in this dusty, dangerous adventure here, number 32. Hopefully we'll be back with a full crew next week, and we'll see you all then. Thanks so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.